It's Wednesday, it's hump day, it's Good Morning Pop Culture, the wokest morning show in the world. Today's Good Morning Pop Culture is going to discuss something that is quite upsetting to me. We're going to be talking about the Black Panther and Marvel's push to get Black Panther an Oscar. Credentials be damned, they want Black Panther to win an award to push a narrative that we thought was above Marvel. Beneath Marvel. But now we know the truth. Marvel is just as woke as Star Wars. They're just a lot more covert about it. So this morning's show is going to be dedicated to that, as well as anything you guys want to bring up, because this is the People's Podcast. You know how to get me to change the topics. But for now, we're going to discuss the woke mistake of Black Panther. So we're coming off the High Council, hot off the High Council here on World Class Bullshitters. Last night, Ethan, Jeremy, and I went through one of the best episodes we've ever had. Ethan was on point. Jeremy was on point. Proper Jeremy was on point. Jeremy with the cotton candy hair. Jeremy with the blue eyes. Jeremy with the brown eyes. All the Jeremys were there. And then there was me, one Jeff. The only Jeff. The Jeff. The only one you'll ever need. And we talked about Star Wars. We talked about pie. We talked about a naked Alice from the Brady Bunch. So if you haven't watched last night's live stream, do yourselves a favor. Go watch it later today. But not right after Good Morning Pop Culture. But because I have a little video for you. You keep saying, Jeff, I really want the single release videos. Please. It's the foundation this channel was built upon. Well, I listened. And while this one hasn't reached the numbers I want yet, and I expect it will, this next Kathleen Kennedy video is so important that it comes out today. I don't care about the numbers of the other ones. This video today that's coming out needs to be seen by you. It needs to be seen by them. It needs to be seen. So make sure that whatever you do, you come back to this channel and you watch the Kathleen Kennedy video early this afternoon. Our friend Alec Munoz already sent in a super chat. Thank you, Alec Munoz. Still recovering from what I saw last night. Yes, I'm sure you are still recovering. Last night's High Council was not for the weak of heart. Nothing on World Class Bullshitters is ever for the weak of heart. This is not a channel for your church group. This is not a channel for Mrs. Mulcahy down at the center. No, this is World Class Bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. And pop culture is in a weird place. Dare I say a bad place, but we can save it. As a community, we can save it. That's a task the High Council and I are willing to go on and carry on our backs. So, yes, Alec, you did witness something crazy last night, but that's okay. You're a man. You can handle it. Everyone can handle what they saw on the High Council last night. And if you want more, well, all you got to do is keep watching this channel, and we'll make more just for you. So we're talking about the Black Panther. As soon as we hit our number of 200 viewers, we're already at 154. You know, just to jump off of last night again, I'm really dreading the Star Wars holiday special because of the pie consumption that I've agreed to. Like, EVS has his own obsession with pie and his numbers, his A1C and all that stuff. But I don't consume a lot of sweets, a lot of desserts. And I'm nervous because, you know, we're joking about Jeremy, Super Jeremy Cart, puking his guts out over some apple pie. Too much in the belly. I don't know. I might go into a sugar high and run around my house or something down the street. I'll live stream it, of course. But who knows what's going to happen to me. I may turn into the Incredible Hulk. Kind of like I do when I drink straight liquor. Who knows? It's going to be crazy. There's a lot of Muff Moist talk this morning, and that's something. But hey, that's you do you. This is the muffiest morning show in the world. Moist Muff Mondays. That's what we'll start referring to the Monday show as. Moist Muff Mondays. So I was thinking about something else too while we're waiting to hit 25 more viewers. Now 22. Excuse me, 23. So I miss the Toys R Us videos. I miss going to toy stores. I miss going and just being surrounded by merchandise. And I was thinking about doing a live stream of me at my local Target, me at my local Walmart, just, checking out the toys. Maybe you guys can tell me what to buy and review. I thought it would be kind of fun. We may go down the clearance aisle too and see what toys they're trying to get rid of, the toys that nobody loves anymore. And yes, there will be a pie eating contest at Star Wars Celebration. You see, folks, Jeremy, Ethan, and I, behind the scenes, we're working out the plans because we want to make this show memorable for you. Maybe the Star Wars Episode 9 trailer isn't going to be enough. Maybe meeting Mark Hamill or Merc Hamill isn't going to be enough. But meeting us will be crazy, and we're going to make sure we go above and beyond to give you the entertainment that Disney/Lucasfilm refuses to give. So there will be a pie eating contest. There will be a hangout spot for all of us that I'll announce through certain videos and episodes of the show. Just be prepared for that. If you have the funds, get your asses to Chicago in April of 2019. And if you can't afford to go to Star Wars Celebration, get your asses there and hang out with us. It's not all about the convention. It's all about you. Alpha Terranima, excellent super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. Do chicken pot pies count? If so, just go for that to avoid catchy sugar. Alpha Terranima, you're my new best friend because not only are you looking out for me, but chicken pot pies are a dangerous addiction for me. I absolutely love chicken pot pies. I like chicken pot pie so much, I knew how to microwave it just right to where it looks like it was baked in an oven. You cut the little slits on the top and you rotate it a little. I'm not getting into it on air, but thank you for reminding me about chicken pot pie because I'm going to go for chicken pot pie. I'm not going for apple, cherry, pumpkin, banana cream, chocolate cream, pumpkin, again, sweet potato, all that stuff. Not doing it. I'm going chicken pot pie. A lot of protein, a lot of veggies, a lot of crust, a lot of gravy. Thank you, Alpha Terranima. The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, one of the all-time great listeners of the show. Here's some money for the Jeff Tours the Country and Meeting Fans Fund, or you could use it to buy a Spock Migo and strip it live on air. Well, the Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey, I will accept both. We'll split it. $250 goes to Spock. $250 goes to my fighting around the world, a.k.a. my travels with fans. Now, last night, Jeremy talked about how people were sending him places. I, too, would take that up, but I wouldn't come alone. I'd bring a bullshitter with me. A bullshitter never goes alone into battle. But we'll talk about that later. We are already well past 200 viewers this morning, and it's time to get going. No cream pies for Jeff. Well, I won't eat one. The rest is up for you to decide. All right, so let's take a look at this. So Disney is going all in for Black Panther Oscar categories. Now, show of hands with the number one. Who here saw and liked Black Panther? And with the number two, who here saw and didn't like Black Panther? So one, if you saw it and liked it. Two, if you saw it and didn't like it. And a three, if you didn't see it at all. Let's see that tank tread start rolling up the screen. Now, funnily enough, I watched part of Black Panther last night because I went through Iron Fist Season 2, and I'm on this Marvel kick. I mean, I'm making a comic book with Stealing Solo. I'm trying to consume superhero entertainment, visual storytelling, stuff like that. I'm just trying to suck it all up like a sponge so I can give Stealing Solo a nice, clean, veneer of interesting panels and storytelling. And somehow I ended up on Black Panther, and I got through, I don't know, maybe the first 20 minutes or so. And I thought to myself, this movie is as good as any Marvel movie. It's technically competent. It's technically good. It has good effects. And I mean good, not great. I'll talk about that in a moment. It has good effects. I really like Chadwick Boseman. I think he's an excellent choice for the Black Panther. I like the design of everything. I love the suit. Wakanda looks cool. It was well developed. But then I did the High Council last night, and I sat here and I was looking at something as I was about to go off air, and I found this article from IGN. And like I told you, it's titled Disney Going All In for Black Panther Oscar Categories. Disney wants Oscar voters to consider Marvel's Black Panther in 16 major categories for next year's Academy Awards. That's every major category available for a live-action domestic feature film except for Best Actress. Disney is running the main female actor, including Lupita Nyong'o, in the Best Supporting Actress category instead. The studio has launched their official For Your Consideration site. Academy voters revealing the following categories and candidates they're campaigning for nominations. So let's listen to what they're actually running for. Oh, God. For Your Consideration, Black Panther. How about For Your Consideration, Samurai Cop? All right? Look that up on YouTube. It's funny shit. So, for Best Picture, Kevin Feige, PGA. Best Director, Ryan Coogler. Best Adapted Screenplay, Ryan Coogler and Joe Robert Cole. Best Actor, Chadwick Boseman. Best Supporting Actor, Michael B. Jordan, Martin Freeman, Daniel Kaluuya, Winston Duke, Sterling K. Brown, Forrest Whitaker, and Andy Serkis. I forgot Forrest Whitaker was in that movie. Best Supporting Actress, Lupita Nyong'o, Danae Gurira, Letitia Wright, and Angela Bassett. Best Cinematography, Rachel Morrison. Best Film Editing, Michael P. Shaw and Debbie Berman. Best Production Design, production designer Hannah Bleacher and Jay Hart, set director. Best Costume Design, Ruth Carter, no relation to Clarence. Best Makeup and Hairstyling, Joe Harlow, Camille Friend, and Ken Diaz. Best Sound Mixing, Steve Brodeker and Brandon Proctor. Best Sound Editing, Best Visual Effects, Best Original Score, Best Original Song. They forgot the award for Wokest Oscar movie. Now, I love Marvel movies. I go on and on about them. I watched Avengers Infinity War's Final Battle and the original Avengers Final Battle yesterday at the gym. It was cardio day. I'm riding the bike. I'm watching the Avengers fight the Chitauri army, and I'm thinking to myself, this was awesome. This was a very important thing to me. It was a red letter date in the history of my theater-going movie experiences. I still think about hanging out with Joel and how awesome that was. We just looked at each other and we fist bumped, but we never did that, actually. My point is, though, I think about how far Marvel has fallen. We keep talking about Captain Marvel and how it's going to be the beginning of this woke MCU. And then I realized that we've been duped. We're so worried about Captain Marvel that we're not paying attention to the fact that Black Panther's trying to come in the back door and make itself this Oscar-winning film. Look, it's not a black thing. It's not a white thing. Black Panther was a good film, but it's not Oscar-worthy. Infinity War beats Black Panther on every level. You know what? Let's go through this list right here for what Black Panther's been nominated for, and let me tell you what I think Infinity War does it better with. Best Picture, Infinity War. Better movie all around. Does it deserve an Oscar? I don't know about Best Picture Oscar, but Black Panther sure as shit doesn't. Best Director, the Russo brothers. The Russo brothers have directed Winter Soldier, Civil War, and now Infinity War. 3 of the best Marvel flicks. What about Ryan Coogler? 1, Black Panther. This seems off. This seems a little bit fishy. Dude doesn't direct it. Let him go direct Creed 2 and 3 and 10 and all that other shit and go make your Rocky movies. Here's the thing. Ryan Coogler did a good job. Black Panther was well directed. Not Oscar-worthy direction, though. Best Actor, Chadwick Boseman. I like Chadwick Boseman. I thought he did a good job. But are we really going to look at somebody like Chadwick Boseman and then just turn our noses up to Robert Downey Jr.? I believe he's won an Oscar before. So if Chadwick Boseman deserves one for Black Panther, why doesn't Robert Downey Jr. deserve one for Iron Man? He kind of revolutionized the way superhero movies are made. Him, Jon Favreau, Kevin Feige, that small group of guys that worked on that first movie. And Marvel has a lot to thank Robert Downey Jr. for. Yeah, they've rewarded him handsomely, and he's definitely got that paycheck out of it. But still, this is a little thin to offer a Best Actor nomination to Chadwick Boseman. I mean, the dude played James Brown and did other stuff. He's a great actor. Black Panther isn't Oscar-worthy. Best Supporting Actor, Michael B. Jordan. I bet you he wins this. It's bullshit. Eric Killmonger was okay at best. His position was a little preachy. See, Black Panther, if Black Panther wins this award, it is it's everything wrong with entertainment and social media all rolled up into a ball and just shoved down your throat. Not up your candy ass, but down your throat. It's preachy, it's heavy-handed, and this is coming from a guy who has no issue with black people because, I'm part black myself. Dion, who is fully black, says Black Panther is preachy. Nick, it's funny. We get left out of a lot of conversations because we don't fit the angry white man narrative. We're just a group of fans who do not like Black Panther as much as everyone else. We're not doing that stupid Wakanda Forever shit. It's a fictional fucking country. It's as fake as Asgard and Nowhere from Guardians of the Galaxy. It's all fake. It's all made up. It's not a state of mind. It's none of that stuff. It's just a fake place. It's as fake as Gotham City. It's as fake as Metropolis, Star City, all those places. Okay? It's the Kardashian of countries. It's just fake in every level. The rest of the people for best supporting actors, I believe that Daniel Kaluuya is the big dude that was the king of the other tribe. He was awesome. I will give him that. I watched Infinity War and I thought to myself, man, this guy is fun, engaging. I like that actor, if that's who I think it is. Andy Serkis, though, man, he did a fantastic job, too. He was the only Marvel villain that I was sad to see go. I was okay to see the Red Skull bite the bullet, or Malekith, or who else bit the bullet? Arnim Zola, even though he's, a computer. My point is, I really liked Andy Serkis. His Claw was fantastic, and that's a villain I wanted to see continue on, but we can't. The actresses, Lupita Nyong'o, that was the love interest for the Black Panther. As long as she doesn't win one for Maz Kanata, yes. The woman from The Walking Dead is good. I would keep her on this list. Letitia Wright and Angela Bassett. Angela Bassett's an all-time great, but let her do her other things. I believe she was in Mission Impossible this past year, right? That was her. Letitia Wright, don't really know her. If that's the sister, she was cute for about 5 minutes, and then the shtick got old. And by the time I watched Infinity War, I was just over it. Best cinematography, Rachel Morrison. Good cinematography. Not really going to knock it. There are some shots in Black Panther that look a little cheap, but I'd blame that on set and set design over cinematography. Best film editing, not even in the discussion. Best production design. Here's the thing. A lot of those great design elements came, like the Black Panther suit or some of the Wakandan technology is a product of Captain America Civil War. So I'm hoping that those people who actually did the work and not just worked on Black Panther get the credit as well. If Black Panther wins it, I hope everyone that helped design it, not just the couple people that took the designs that were previously established and expanded upon those, get the credit. Best costume design, Ruth Carter. I don't think so. Black Panther suit looks great. Killmonger suit looks great. Not Oscar worthy. Best makeup and hairstyling, bullshit. Sound mixing, bullshit. Sound editing, bullshit. Best visual effects, bullshit. Again, if we're going best, now this isn't about like what the Academy liked because it represented. No, it's about the best visual effects. There is not a better visual created of CGI character in terms of realism than Thanos. I've seen tons of movies. I've seen, Star Wars Episode 1 was one of the first with a fully CGI'd character as Jar Jar Binks. Looked like shit, sounded like shit, was a shit character. Then we've evolved. We had Spider-Man when he was a fully CGI'd character, swinging around the city. Looked good back then. Some shots hold up, some haven't. Overall, still looks pretty good. And then we've got, the Fantastic Four that came out and did CGI. We've had the Juggernaut and Deadpool 2. I've seen all kinds of characters that were fully CGI'd, but none of them have the range of emotion and realism that Thanos did. So that alone, on top of, how great did Titan look when he pulled down that moon and Iron Man had to fly around it? Or when Spider-Man, again, on Titan, swung through the chasms of the crashed remnants and saved everybody. Or the fucking beginning when Spider-Man's holding on to that giant ship and he gets the Iron Spider suit and he does a backflip and he looks like an Alex Ross painting come to life. If that kind of shit doesn't win Best Visual Effects, but Chadwick Boseman dropping from the sky in the jungle does. I mean, there are shots in that movie that look bad. Like when he is on the car and he does that flip. They fixed it from the trailer, but not by much. It's bullshit. It's bullshit if that wins that. Original score. The score was cool. I really don't have too much of a problem with it. And original song. I gotta go back and listen to it. I don't really like Kendrick Lamar. But that's really it in terms of, comparing it to Infinity War. It's kind of a garbage push to make Black Panther, oh, Black Panther's going to be the first one to do this and to do that. It's all politics, guys. It's politics and posturing. And if Black Panther gets away with this, then Captain Marvel will be next. And they'll just bypass the two big ones, the ones that made a difference, the ones that people waited for. This doesn't do good for the Academy Awards. This doesn't do good for Marvel Studios. It's hollow. Marvel, please don't do this. I hope they lose in every category with this movie, just on principle. Let's see what you guys are saying about this now. I'm just... Okay, so back to where the numbers were. Okay, so Cesaria Japan, thank you very much. Pretty much was shoving Black Panther into every category. So long as they get one Oscar, it counts to them. It's for best catering. Even if it's for best catering, yeah. I mean, Joe Blow and Jane Doe really knocked it out of the park when Black Panther had pizza and tacos on the set. I had a good day. But my God, could you imagine trying to do all this superhero action stunt work and you ate a taco and you're just, gassy the rest of the day? That's not a good time for anybody. Gojirify, thank you very much. Superhero films will never get an Oscar. Spielberg, Scorsese, Cameron wouldn't allow it. I hope that's the case. If Dark Knight couldn't win one, if Avengers couldn't win for or get nominated for the best effects in 2019, well, we don't know yet. My point is, other movies are better. The other movies have made a bigger impact. Black Panther made a big impact for now. It's like Star Wars Episode 7. It came out, people liked it. It will have the same impact where people are like, it was good, I liked it, but it wasn't the be-all, end-all. There have been better since there were better before. And I guess I don't have the strongest stance against Black Panther. It's a fine movie at best, just okay. It works. It's better than some Marvel movies. It's not as good as other Marvel movies. Captain America has a much better track record. I'll say I like Black Panther more than I like Iron Man 2 and maybe Iron Man 3. I like it more than I like Thor 2. Do I like it more than Spider-Man Homecoming? Maybe. I don't know. I really have to watch all these again to give you my honest opinion and critique of all this shit. But I can tell you that I don't like preachy participation award handouts to prove a point. It goes against everything you would ever fight for with equality. At least that's what I think. Oscars should be a meritocracy. There's a reason Star Wars in 1978 won, 7 out of the 10 Oscars? It should have won Best Picture. You're saying, people are going to go, Jeff, what's the difference between Star Wars and Black Panther? Star Wars was revolutionary. Star Wars was groundbreaking. Star Wars changed the world. We're still talking about it almost over 40 years later. Black Panther, those movies are a dime a dozen, and you get a dozen a year. Black Panther was not better than Infinity War. It wasn't better than Deadpool 2. It's probably going to be better than Aquaman. Hell, I think I'd rather watch Ant-Man 2 over Black Panther. Maybe. So the novelty of all this shit is worn off too. It's just a weird time. You think they're pushing, you think Marvel's above all this garbage, but realistically, they're just waiting to make you feel comfortable and safe with them, and they strike. They're going to hit you with the 1-2 of Black Panther Best Picture, Captain Marvel makes $20 billion, and then Infinity War rolls out. Disney wins no matter what, and I don't like that. So let's see, tons and tons of people are commenting. Let's see, where are we at? First off, good morning, and thank you to everyone who's here. I appreciate all of your support. It's a lot of fun to do the morning show. There's a lot of meat for today's show. Dio Brando, thank you very much, my friend. Tommy Wiseau deserves an Oscar for popular film. That's true. We watched The Room on Saturday night, and that movie is fantastic. The Pui, there you are, the Pui. Morning, Jeff. Morning, the Pui. Thank you for joining us again on another glorious episode of Good Morning Pop Culture. It's like the third day here without the sun, which I actually kind of like it, because we got that damn hurricane If you're going to be affected by the hurricane, get yourself to safety. Don't do anything crazy. Board yourself up. Get your water. And check in with us to let us know that you made it through. We had a couple people that have gone through some shit. They're like, hey, man, I got to run. There's a shooting or this, that, and the other. And then they come back and let us know. Like, I do care. So please always let me know if this affects you. If you need anything, let us know. I just saw a good question. What can they do with the Black Panther sequel? They're sure as hell going to try to make one. They will make one. It's going to come out, and it'll make less. A lot of sequels do. I don't really want a Black Panther sequel. I want more Black Panther. If the Avengers can't have Iron Man anymore, well, for the money, I want Black Panther, T'Challa, to take over the financing and the technology and stuff like that. Now, nothing will be as good as Stark Tech. It won't be as fun because Chadwick Boseman doesn't have the comedic timing that Robert Downey Jr. does. Chadwick Boseman isn't as charismatic as Robert Downey Jr. It's a different type of charisma. I like the guy. I think he can act, but I would rather have RDJ. But if RDJ can't be there, I think that T'Challa, providing all kinds of stuff for the Avengers to fight off intergalactic threats would work. I mean, if you go back and you read some of the, I believe it was late 60s, early 70s comics, Black Panther, Iron Man, Captain America, what's her face? The Valkyrie lady. She was blonde in the book. They make up the Avengers at some point. There are many different Avengers teams. I'm okay with them having different characters on the team. Just, I don't think Black Panther's story really can do much more for Wakanda. He opened up the borders, then they got invaded by aliens. They had that big civil war. What else is there for Wakanda to do? Is it going to be like a political thriller, like The Bourne Identity? That'd be cool if you sent Black Panther off to other parts of the world and you didn't make it preachy about American politics. You just sent him off as a Black James Bond type where he's going in and doing, international espionage because he has diplomatic immunity and all that shit, even though it's been revoked. Mr. V, thank you very much for your super chat. By the way, I really like your icon. Morning, Jeff. Hashtag Oscars too woke. Yes, Oscars too woke. And like the quartering says, get woke, go broke. It can happen to anybody. EA ain't doing too well. Marvel can falter. Marvel can fail. Disney Star Wars is failing on every level. It's the movies are bad. The comics are bad. The TV shows aren't going to see the light of day the way we think. It just goes to show you, even the giants, the mightiest can fall, and the bigger they are, the harder they fall. Look at Star Wars falling. We're paying attention to that constantly because it's never happened before. How woke do I think Black Panther 2 will be? Not as woke as you think. I don't look at Black Panther 2. You can do the Wakanda Forever stuff. You can appeal to the Black demographic. That's fine. But you can't go overly woke with like Battlefield 5 level shit. And Marvel can't really talk down to people like that because Black Panther does have a legacy. People need to realize Black Panther's not a new character. He's appeared in cartoons, comic books, video games well before this movie came out. There have been Black Panther action figures. There have been Black Panther motion comics with voice acting and all this other stuff. Black Panther has received the treatment. He has the legacy of these Marvel characters. You can't go too crazy with it before you lose people. Look, it made all that money. It didn't make all that money just from Black people. It didn't make all that money just from white people. These movies appeal to everybody of every color, every gender, all orientations and stuff like that. You can't go too far in one direction with a Marvel movie because while we look at the MCU as a whole, these movies in many ways stand on their own. So if we went woke with Black Panther 2 and it bombed, the Marvel name doesn't save it. Like Star Wars. Episode 8 was garbage, but it was following up another one. But when you go to Solo, which is following up a bad one, as well as not being part of the saga, it really failed. So they can't go too woke with that. They don't want to alienate any audiences. George George Sagan, thank you very much for your super chat. Made a typo last night on the High Council. Meant to say to you, sirs. Patrick Willems said white people don't have a right to talk about Black Panther. He's white, unironically woke. Well, Patrick H. Willems, I'm not white. I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want because I live in America where everyone has the freedom to talk about what they want. So I can tell you to shut the fuck up. I can talk about Black Panther. I can do as I like. Why? Because I can. I hate shit like that. Oh, white people can't talk about this. If you replace that shit with any other ethnicity or gender or anything like that, you're the world's biggest racist. Let's stop shitting on white people. Don't shit on black people or anybody of color. Treat everybody, what is it? ELE, everybody love everybody, according to Jackie Moon from Semi-Pro. The most prolific sports film of the year 2008 or 9. I don't even remember what year it came out. My point is, that is a really good statement. ELE, everybody love everybody. And I'm not getting too preachy when I say that. Here's the thing about this community. I read what you guys say before I go live. I read what you say afterwards too. People are cool. You don't know what each other look like. You don't know what you believe. It doesn't matter. You all come together for a common interest, this channel, and it's a good community. If everyone out there was like that in the world, I think, the world would be, not even I think, I know the world would be a lot better. And don't let people like a Patrick H. Willems or people on TV or shit try to twist that and change it. It's not, don't give these people more ammunition to separate everybody. Unity is the key to all this shit. That's the thing they fear the most. So if you're white and you dislike Black Panther, don't feel guilted into not talking about the film. And if you're black and you dislike Black Panther like Dion, don't feel guilted to be quiet. This isn't a social movement. It's a fucking product. It's a movie. Black Panther has no more value in terms of that than, I don't know, School of Rock. If you can critique School of Rock, you can critique Black Panther equally. It's not about this racist bullshit. And anyone that tells you, oh, that's racist to critique Black Panther, they're an idiot. I don't care who they are, what walk of life they come from. They're an idiot. I don't like shit like that. So George Sagan, thank you for the nice compliment on last night's High Council. Thank you again for this morning. But yeah, Patrick Willems, no. I subscribe to your channel. I like what you have to say, but just chill out, dude. You don't get to make that choice. No one does. Obi-Wan Reviews, thank you very much for your super chat. I appreciate it. There's no message, but may the force be with you, my friend. Dio Brando, again, thank you very much. Villain for Black Panther 2 will be White Devil, calling it. You know what's funny is there's a movie called Undercover Brother where they have White She-Devil. And Undercover Brother is a throwback to old blaxploitation flicks, but it also plays up on some, interracial stereotypes for fun. And it works because it's played in a humorous way and no one gets hurt. The thing is, you can't have fun with movies. Mel Brooks couldn't thrive in today's audience, today's marketplace. People said, oh man, Mel Brooks should make Stealing Solo a Captain's parody. I'd love it because you know what? Mel Brooks is old. Stealing Solo is going to be an independently produced film. Here's the thing. The only thing you need to get Harrison Ford is money. And money, anything's possible with the internet. So when maybe Mel Brooks does decide to dust it off and do it, we do it old school where political correctness be damned. Nobody needs to worry about that shit. And to jump on your joke, though, about White Devil, White She-Devil from, Undercover Brother was awesome and hilarious and made sense. And the other one was Sister Girl, and the other one was, Undercover Brother. I miss when you could just make jokes. Look at the PJs. That was a show by Eddie Murphy and some other producers, and people would say, oh, that's black stereotyping, this is that and the other. But it was a funny show produced by black people about black people. They made what they want to make. They should have the freedom to make what they want. Plus, culture is a different thing. It's very different. I can say about X, Y, and Z, and people are like, well, that's because it's not your culture, you don't understand. And you can say stuff about X, Y, and Z, and I can say that too. So art and entertainment are going to be here's what's going to happen. Either you're going to go in one way extreme where everything becomes a parody like a Stealing Solo, or you have people like me and the rest of the bullshitters in the High Council where we just make extreme jokes out of everything and nothing is serious, or we become so conservative and nervous about making jokes and going outside of our boundaries that everyone just kind of falls into a group. And conforms like The Wall. Remember how those kids fell into the meat grinder and they came out? That's where we're headed to, the meat grinder. Oh yeah, Rugis, by the way, man, be safe. I know you're down there in the Virginia Beach area. Joel's down there too, so hopefully you don't get hit with too much rain. Thank you, Billy Ritchie. Let's see. We have a really live show this morning. Let's see how many people we got in here. Damn, we have 405 viewers. Shit. Black Panther must be a topic you all want to talk about. Well, I guess we can talk about Black Panther then. It's completely fine. As I've said, he's a fine character. In the MCU, he's a very fine character. Hell, he may have been, go back and quote me on this, because I have old videos to prove it. I kept going on how great Chadwick Boseman was in Civil War because he was one of the characters that had a complete arc. The part in the movie that impressed the shit out of me is when Zemo tries to kill himself and he grabs the bullet and he goes, "The living are not done with you yet." You know, Black Panther wanted this revenge tour. That's what he was on. He was on revenge. I want to avenge my father's death and all this stuff. And he gets the moment to let him die and he makes him face justice. And that just goes to show you that Black Panther, the character, grew as a man. And just something a little like that made me really respect the character. On top of that, I bought the Marvel Legends Black Panther from Civil War. I'm looking at it right now. I own the toy. I like the character. The movie, though, just kind of in the middle. Would I give it a 7 out of 10 back in February? I wasn't even caught up on the woke wave. I just was like, it was good. It doesn't have as many problems as people like to say, but it ain't that perfect either. Let's see. Yeah, man, Rudis, you be safe, dude. I know it can be rough. Luckily, I live in Ohio where we don't have too much bad weather, but still, be careful, man. Oh, you're in Georgia. You got to take care of yourself. Yeah, Nick's down there in Georgia. You want to be extra safe. I don't want any of the listeners. You know, you're all my friends at the end of the day. I don't want anything to happen to you guys. So be safe. Take the high ground if you have to, and stay dry. What do you think about the notoriety about Spider-Man helping the white supremacist New York NYPD in the PS4 game? See, now this is the kind of stuff that makes me angry. What are the people that write these articles? What are they actually good at in life? They can't entertain people. They're not engaging. So they write bullshit to incite emotion, and then they get, people talking, and then they use their woke points to keep a job so they can feed their fucking cat, drink their overpriced coffee, and bitch online and be single in perpetuity. Spider-Man helping the NYPD. I'm not a New York citizen. I've been to New York City. I'll tell you this story. When we went to New York in 1998, the cop was actually really friendly. My mom and I were lost, and the dude's like, "This is what you do." So he walked next to the car for a while and was like, "This, you go here, you do this." The dude was cool. Does that represent every New York cop? Hell no. I've had douchey cops here in Ohio bother me. Does that represent every cop in Ohio? No, it does not. Spider-Man has always been, let me think about it. After a certain point in his career, Spider-Man has tried to work with the police. In the beginning, he was an outlaw vigilante. The Daily Bugle had a lot to say with that. Then the character became okay with the cops, especially in the 80s when he worked with Jean DeWolf. And then when she was killed, Spider-Man took a really big interest in finding Sin Eater and all of that stuff. So Spider-Man should be in support of the cops because he's a crime fighter. That's why the Marvel characters aren't working right now, because they should be above the political correctness garbage that the creators of these blogs are involved with. Marvel characters are supposed to be a step above us morally and work. Yes, they're humans. They have those temptations, those desires. But Spider-Man would realize that, this cop they're not all bad, this, that, and the other. And they are trying to serve a purpose, much like Iron Fist, which I finally finished season 2. I'll talk about that in a little bit. No, Spider-Man should be helping the cops. He's a superhero, okay? He doesn't need to be woke. He doesn't need to be angry with the police. Spider-Man should respect them. They should respect him and realize that what he's doing is good and does help. So whoever wrote that bullshit article, look, these people are writing articles about Spider-Man because it's popular. Okay? It's a big thing. You ever notice when popular shit comes out, these crazy psycho, I call them the bad taste brigade, and you'll learn more about that today. But these psycho people come out of the woodwork because they want to spout off ideals and glom on their weird politics to a product that doesn't really have a place for it. They just want to use the hype to get their word out there. Now, those people are the worst type of people. They don't serve a purpose in society. Obi-Wan Reviews, thank you very much for your super chat. Any thoughts on that racist cartoon of Serena Williams? Haven't seen it? Obi-Wan, don't know much about it. I saw her little outburst. As you guys know, I'm not a sports fan, so I don't have too much of an opinion on her outside of good for her. But she makes a ton of money, so let's remember that if she got screwed over by a call by the ref, she's the biggest tennis player of all time. Boo-hoo, I don't know. Samuel Aragon says, speaking of overpriced coffee, buy more K-Cups. Thank you for your super chat, Samuel. I will. I bought the rest of, I have a year's supply. Well, not a year's supply, but I have enough coffee K-Cups that I got on sale to last me till the end of this year. If I drank all my coffee by the time Stealing Solo left Indiegogo, I'd probably have, I don't know, heart problems. But we don't want to go there. We don't want to go there. Let's see. There's a pic I got to show Dion. Okay, I'll check that out on our Facebook page in a little bit. You know, I never read the Alex Ross X trilogy where Peter Parker becomes a cop, but all superheroes. I guess these crazy woke warriors are going to be attacking Batman next because of his close relationship with Jim Gordon of the Gotham Police Department. It's just an aspect of the character that's always been there. They're the ones that change. See, Spider-Man PS4 deserves my money now for staying truer to the character than I realized. I hate the costume. I hate that white spider on the chest. But because I can use the classic suit and you can upgrade it to get more powers with it, or you can get a literal animation suit that looks straight up like out of the cartoon or the comic book, depending on what you want to say. I want to support the game. And Miles, well, I'm not going to talk about that part because it's spoilers, so I don't want to ruin it for people. I've read some spoilers. I don't want to ruin it for you. But no, I kind of want to support this game now just on principle that it's pissing these SJW people off. That's what you can do to fight them too. If there's a product that you're somewhat interested in that you knew you're going to buy at some point, get in on it out of support for that. So if you were thinking about getting Spider-Man, well, get Spider-Man. It's kind of like, it's one more tier from Cuck Wendig. The 2099 suit. I like the 2099 suit. Don't like the Scarlet Spider suit. I did an actual... no, the symbiote suit's not in the game, sadly. Guys, if you go back and check out earlier content I actually did a video on 5 Spider-Man costumes, in my opinion. It's a lot of fun. I miss doing content about Spider-Man, but nobody really watched it, so that's why I didn't do it. Maybe I'll re-upload it this week because, I'll share it while the game's still hot, fresh in people's minds. Oh, okay. So you've been wearing the original suit the entire time. Guys, you're all comic book fans to some degree, or at least the movies. There has never been a superhero who has essentially had the same suit since their first appearance. Captain America's is different. He had a different shaped shield. But Spider-Man, right out the bat, just due to artistic differences, Spider-Man's essentially looked the same for 55 years, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So people are thinking that the Venom suit will be DLC. Maybe. I gotta find out. Does everyone know the story about how Spider-Man got the black symbiote? Oh, the new Spider-Man game has DLC that removes Black Cat's cleavage. Fuck. Save the boobs, man. I don't know anyone that hates boobs in real life. People on the internet bitch about it, but they're one of the few things in life that are nothing but good. All right, yeah, people know Secret Wars. So, guys, Secret Wars was the biggest, at the time, biggest Marvel crossover event. It came out in 1984. It's where, actually, it was invented by Mattel. They wanted to make a toy line. So, they did a test, and they saw that the words secret and the words wars were the most popular with the young boys who would buy toys. and they made a toy line to coincide with the comic book. And so they get sent to this other place. I believe it was called War World, right? And they go and they're summoned by the Beyonder. So the good guys have to fight the bad guys. They did this on the Spider-Man the Animated Show, but in, I believe it was issue number 8 of Secret Wars, Spider-Man gets a brand new black costume, and he comes back to Earth with it, and he realizes it's a living thing, and it starts taking him out at night and fighting crime and doing this and using him as a vessel to live. Well, once he figures it out that it's a living alien, he goes to the Fantastic Four to have it removed. And then he does. And then it escapes and comes back to him on Web of Spider-Man number 1, which is, I believe, 1985. And then to get rid of the suit, he takes it to the bell tower from that famous scene from Spider-Man 3. That's ripped directly out of the comic book. And then the suit escapes. And it finds Eddie Brock. And it comes back as Venom to kill him. But after the suit left him, he did wear a cloth version of the black suit, because the black suit of Spider-Man is one of the best alternate superhero costumes ever. The Autist Whisperer, you're 100% correct about that. Do I think Daisy Ridley's career is done after episode 9? I've said this before. The only person to really make it big after Star Wars was Harrison Ford. Other actors that have had good work after that were established. So like Natalie Portman, Ewan McGregor, Liam Neeson, all those people, Samuel L. Jackson. Star Wars didn't make them stars. It's just another notch in their belt. So I think Daisy Ridley is going to be not in much. No, she's not that good. Maybe I'm wrong. Prove me wrong, Daisy. Elevate yourself. Do something to blow us away. It's funny. Anytime someone tells you can't do something, you know what you do? You don't look them on the eye and say, yeah, you're right, I quit. You say, no, fuck you, I'm going to do better. And then you prove them wrong. Believe me. Stealing Soul, people are like, oh, that'll never work. Blown past the goal in 3 weeks. 5 more weeks, Suck it, Trebek. Dio Brando says 1 more day will be DLC. Oh, God. They're fucking us again. I'm not paying to get told that shitty story again. I don't like 1 More Day. It's a bad comic book. It's got iffy art at best. I'm going to show you guys Spider-Man 1 More Day. You can check it out for yourself. It's where Spider-Man makes a deal with the devil. Yeah. Now, you may like the art, you may not. I'm not a fan of Joe Quesada's Spider-Man artwork, but I'm not really gonna shit on his art overall. He made it for a reason. I can't act like just because he's been an insufferable asshole on Twitter, that I'm gonna all of a sudden say everything he's ever done is bad. No, that'd be disingenuous. But I've never liked the artwork from this. Mareth Bialine, thank you very much. Let's see what you had to say. When you get a chance, look up Brooklyn Supreme. It's the biggest horse on record. Ooh, I'm going to check that out in a moment after we look at the Spider-Man stuff. But Jeff, I found a picture of Scarlet Spider as one of the unlockable suits for the PS4 game. I just never liked the Scarlet Spider because of what it represented. I didn't like the hoodie. I'm a stickler for the original or the black and white. I can do the Future Foundation suit. I think that's pretty badass. Iron Spider, no thank you. But as I sit here in my office, I'm looking at a symbiote Spider-Man just, right here, looking at it. Oh, the paper bag suit. Yeah, that should be a good one. I would like that. Oh, GameSpot has pictures of him in the suit. Yeah, Scarlet Spider is the clone of Peter, Ben Reilly. For a while, they're like, who's the clone, Peter Parker or Ben Reilly? I think it was originally meant that Ben Reilly was the original and Peter was the clone, but enough people... The storyline sucks ass. Don't ever read Spider-Man the Clone Saga. I go on and on about how great Spider-Man was. It shits the bed at the Clone Saga, and it doesn't recover until... Let's see, if that's 94... Maybe the year... 2001, 2002, it suffers for a while. There's some pretty decent stuff with Norman Osborn and Mary Jane miscarrying the baby. 98 then. But then John Byrne came in and redid it, and I didn't like that one. But that's me Spider-Man nerding out right now. Daisy Ridley needs penile reduction surgery. Whew. Ow. I love the Clone Saga. The Jackal, he was awesome. The original Clone Saga from 1978, is that when it was? I know it was late 70s when he brought back Gwen Stacy. That was interesting. And then the two Spider-Men fought. Once you get to, there's Kane, and then there's Ben Reilly, and then there's Peter Parker, and other clones, and other shit. The Jackal's got clones of everybody. It just gets so... It's too much. You know, if you want some bullshit stories like that, read Secret Invasion. It's actually pretty solid. Who's a Skrull? Who's not a Skrull? That's going to be the next step of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And if they avoid getting woke in terms of Captain Marvel or Black Panther getting all these Oscars, I look forward to the possibility of a Skrull invasion. If you don't know what that is, guys, check it out. Things are so bad with Marvel now that Yellow Flash was reminiscing about the Clone Saga. Well, Yellow Flash comics, you have crossed a line, my friend, that I cannot forgive. I'm just joking. Dio Brando, thank you very much for Super Chat. Have you seen the pictures of Deadpool vacuuming Spider-Man after Infinity War? Put that one up if you can. Okay, I do. I like Deadpool a lot. I like Spider-Man a lot, obviously. Infinity War. Let me look. I'm looking. There's a picture of Spider-Man and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. That's fun, I guess. One of the best games ever made. All I keep getting is pictures of Spider-Man in his Infinity War suit, the Iron Spider, which, by the way, that suit has really grown on me. I hated it the first time I saw it, but now I'm kind of like, huh, I don't hate this anymore. It's cool for a one-off. I dig it. I'm trying to find Spider-Man Deadpool Infinity War vacuum. Oh, okay. Deadpool cleans up after heartbreaking scene from Avengers Infinity War. Here we go. I found it on heroichollywood.com. Give me a moment because my internet wants to shit itself. And we're waiting. And we're waiting. And we're waiting. Come on, Google. This site can't be reached. Okay, well, give me a moment. Let's try that again. It's like they know I'm on air, and they know I'm saying stuff they don't want me to say, so they cut me off. I wish we could get the 2004 Spider-Man suit. I love the Sam Raimi costume. That would be... if they said that the Sam Raimi costume was in this game, it would have been a guaranteed day one purchase for me. I don't care. People are like, you know, oh, that sounds a little fanboyish. That's fine. Completely fine. I love that suit. I have so many action figures of it. I have the giant 18-inch Spider-Man from Spider-Man 2 that's worth a good chunk of change, and it's one of the best toys ever made. Can somebody send me the picture on Twitter? For some reason, this website just doesn't want to load. Heroic Hollywood. Deadpool cleans up heartbreaking scene from Avengers Infinity War. It just doesn't want to load, and I don't want to disappoint Dio Brando. Who's going to be the secret Skrull? Maybe we should talk about that on a very dedicated... You know what? Let's play that game. Anybody out there, can they figure out who the Skrull might be? And give me your best pitch of who the Skrull is and why. And if you don't know who the Skrulls are, I'll explain it to you. Because I know some people don't know all the Marvel characters. So I'm not going to expect everyone to know everything. I'll give you guys a little teaser. So let's pop in... New tab. That's not a good picture. That's a good picture. Okay, art 2. Say open image, new tab. Boom, boom. All right. So this is a Skrull. A Skrull is an alien race from the Marvel universe. First, they appeared in the Fantastic Four way back in 1962. I know 61 is when the Fantastic Four was first launched, but I don't know their first appearance. Okay, yeah. Fantastic Four number 2, January of 1962. The Skrulls are a fictional race of extraterrestrial shapeshifters appearing in American comic books published by Marvel Comics. The Skrulls have been regularly featured in several decades of Marvel Comics, usually as the villain, bent on invading Earth and engaging in prolonged war with the extraterrestrial Kree. So we know the Skrulls will be in Captain Marvel. We've seen the images from the Entertainment Earth magazine articles. We know that Ben Mendelsohn is playing one of them, and they're shapeshifters. So it'll be interesting to know what actually oh my god, plot twist that I think everyone that's here would love. So Captain Marvel appears in Avengers Infinity War. She's doing all this shit. She's as woke as ever. Then something happens, and you realize she's a Skrull, and she's been dead for decades, and they'll never make a Captain Marvel 2. Press 1 if you guys would love that, because I know I would. They did do that with Secret Invasion, but they've never done the Skrulls on screen. We thought that they could have done Skrulls in Avengers, but it turned out that was the Chitauri. People thought that was Skrulls. I remember seeing a lot of those articles. Oh my god, look at this screenshot. The Skrulls are invading New York. They're invading New York. Nope, it was the Chitauri army. It was the Chitauri army. Okay, so Dio Brando sent one on Facebook. All right. Well, thank you, Dio Brando. Let me pull the Facebook page up. And it'll stay there. Oh my god, somebody sent me a picture of Ethan. You know what? I'm going to show you guys this real quick. We have a really... Oh my god. We have some dedicated listeners of World Class Bullshitters, friends of the channel. Let's see. I was tagged in a post, tagged in a video. Dio Brando, you posted to our Facebook page? Which page? Because I'm looking for it right now. While I look for it, guys, make sure you're not drinking any coffee because I'm about to share something that may make you choke on your breakfast. There we go. Boom. Well, they do the Illuminati too. Maybe that'd be a cool Marvel story to do on film, but they don't want to offend anybody. So remember, art doesn't matter as long as no one's offended. Oh god, somebody sent pictures of Alice from the Brady Bunch. No, thank you. I'm on the World Class Bullshitters official fan page, Dio Brando. I don't see anything. Just Loudy posting shit about what's the best 80s movie. Could somebody just tweet it to us? Because that would help real quick. We could show the image. Notifications on Twitter. No. Oh my god. Here you go. I found this instead. Again, don't be drinking coffee when I show you this image because you may choke on it. Superfan Adam Shawhan, thank you very much for your super chat. Last night talked about you, the peeps in here, and stealing solo on Doomcock and all the shows I YouTube. Also, punking on our way to vet to see how many puppies. Oh, well, congratulations on that. I hope you have a litter? I hope they're all healthy. And thanks for spreading the word, Adam. I know you guys are doing a lot to help the channel, and just spreading the word does so much because, you know, the more people that know about us, the more people that can watch, we can take those resources, funnel it back into the channel, and do more stuff. I'm all about making this channel big. 4 funerals, or 4 Jeremys and a funeral. Oh god, there's so many Jeremys. There's Super Jeremy Cart, my favorite one. I told you guys it was funny. When I tell you to put the coffee down, trust me, I don't want to be responsible for anyone choking. Like, World Class Bullshitters is what, 3 years without any accidents on the job. I don't want to have to change that. Oh, Metalhead died from choking on his coffee while listening to the High Council, 4 Jeremy's in a funeral. And then I'm trying to explain myself to the police. And then I go to his funeral and I say, listen, family of Metalhead, I'd like to apologize. I was doing a morning radio show on the internet. It was too funny. There was coffee involved. And he choked. I was hundreds of miles away, but I'll assume full responsibility and apologize. So, yes, folks, always put the coffee down when I instruct you to, because I don't want anything to happen. Yeah, there's just too many Jeremys. Just too many Jeremys. One Jeremy was enough. No, one Jeremy was too much. He was always coming at you with another video. That's all I can handle. Dion's love for Lena Dunham is a major accident. It is. Lena Dunham was a major accident. She's not a little cutie. She's not. What can I do? I do what I can. Oh, thanks, Adam. I was just reading what he said. Okay. Yeah, don't send direct messages to the World Class Bullshitters fan page group, because we never we have trouble getting those, because I don't really run those. When they're on the Facebook page, I see them all the time, but I never really see the messages like that. If you got news you want to share with us, I know we have an insider that's been sending us stuff over Patreon, but if you're not a patron, we have an email, worldclassbs@mail.com, and we'll be able to respond that way. So let's see. Now you're sending this to the World Class Bullshitters Facebook group, like the fan page, right? Not the official one where I just use it to post stuff about the show. I don't see it. Notifications. Nope, nothing. Oh, okay. There it is. Oh, with the toys. All right, so Dio Brando wanted us to show this to everybody, so here it is. I don't find the scene sad. I watched it again yesterday. I don't get upset when Spider-Man disappears. I was sad when they stopped making Spider-Man movies from Sam Raimi. Where do the Jeremy clones spawn from? We need to destroy it. There's a game called Jet Force Gemini for the Nintendo 64, and they used to have these drones that would appear out of this generator. I believe that's where Jeremy clones come from, except somebody sneezed in the generator, and that's how you get Jeremy Osteen and all those, the variants. Jeremy is essentially the action figure equivalent of a human being. Human being equivalent of an action figure, excuse me. All Out of Bubblegum, thank you very much for your super chat. Unknown Bond movie. The Jeremy is never enough. Oh, God. A Jeremy is never enough. Ugh. No. Jeremy. Clone Jeremy. Da-da-da-da-da. Could you guys, pitch me your best or worst Clone Jeremy film? There's a show called Clone High that had like Lincoln and Kennedy, Cleopatra, and all these other characters come back and go to high school. Imagine Clone High with Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. It's just straight up Jeremy. Hey, Jeremy. Video. That's it. That's the whole show, guys. I wrote it for you. Jet Force Gemini is underrated. I got Jet Force Gemini the first day it came out because Nintendo used to send out these videotapes, and I was like, Mom, I got to get this game. Actually, it was 2 games. It was Jet Force Gemini and Donkey Kong 64. I used to watch that videotape every day after school. And my mom's like, okay, I'll buy you the game for your birthday. And she did. And I hated it. And then she bought me... I didn't hate it. I just didn't like it as much as I thought. And then she bought me Donkey Kong 64. And I absolutely hated that game. I got it for Christmas of 99. I made a mistake. Rareware, I love GoldenEye. I don't like the 3D games that they made where you have to just collect shit, a collect-a-thon of games. That wasn't for me. So If you like the game, awesome. I like the idea of Jet Force Gemini, but I thought the game fell apart at a certain point. It was Juno and Vila and Floyd and the dog. I don't remember the dog's name, but it was cool that you could do 2 players at once. Imagine if Spider-Man Homecoming ended the same way as Spider-Man Coming Home with Aunt May finding Peter. That's exactly what happened, though. She figured out who he was. Oh, you mean if he was all beat up and shit? I don't want to get into the Spider-Man rant because, god damn it, no one should know his secret identity. That should not be. That's part of his character, man. They took away one of his most important things. In Fallout 3, there's a vault of clones of a dude named Gary. Could just switch out Gary for Jeremy and be really creepy. I wonder what mad doctor, what evil science is used to create clones of Jeremy, and what's the purpose? Is that how Geeks and Gamers gets all the subscribers? They clone themselves and just join YouTube? I mean, that's a great plan. I wish I was doing that. Maybe I will. Maybe there'll be 2 Jeffs, and then 4 Jeffs, and then 8 Jeffs, and then 16 Jeffs, and 32 Jeffs, 64 Jeffs, and then the rest. 128 me's. I don't think I could handle that. I don't think anyone could handle that. They'll all play Mario Kart in one big LAN party. Now that sounds awesome. Teenage Mutant Cloned Jeremy's. Spider Jeremy the Clone Saga. It's possible. Or take over Lucasfilm. Yeah. We could do it. We could all do it. Jeremy cloned himself to find Mike Zero from the future. For future Star Wars content. Mike Zero's on vacation, I guess. Or maybe he's deep undercover. Like, I'm deep undercover now. I don't want no more money or anything. But if you call me, I'll be like, Axel? I won't answer. He's going to eat, sleep, drink, shit in the car. Yeah, he seems like the type of guy with shit in the car. Alpha Terranima, thank you very much for your super chat. We need to make a Jeremy Go game where you go around catching wild Jeremies. I like that idea. I will get some of my contacts at the top. And I'm like, guys, we need to make this game about this random YouTuber with an afro. And they'll say, okay, Jeff. Okay. And we'll make it happen. So Alpha Terranima, I will make sure that you get the credit on the front landing page. You know, Jeremy Go is copyright blah, 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 blah. Created from an idea based on Alpha Terranima's super chat sent on September 12th, 2018 at 8:51 a.m. Big Trouble in Little Jeremy. That sounds like a porno. That sounds like a porno. Does anybody want to watch that? Probably not. If there were 3,000 Jeremys, SJWs would lose. Shit, 1 Jeremy's doing a damn good job. There's 3 of us on the High Council. You know, we're going through them quickly. Citadel Jeremy's like Rick and Morty. Oh my god. No, thank you. No, ma'am. No, sir. No, 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 no. Lost video. Yeah, this better not be porn. Big Trouble in Little Jeremy. Poor guy. The poster would be of like Ron Jeremy behind Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. It's a picture of Ron. Somebody should Photoshop that. Just a picture of Ron Jeremy smiling with his hand on Jeremy's shoulder, and it's that picture of his face with the hat on where he has no expression. Big Trouble in Little Jeremy. He's Little Jeremy. Oh my god, I love it. I love it. We should make a Pac-Man game with Jeremy, but instead of Ghost, he's chased by mundane madness. Oh my god, I love it. Oh my god, I love it. 100%. Does anyone know how to make video games out there? We could do a Stealing Solo game. We could do all kinds of shit. Stealing Solo has some action scenes in it. I was tightening up the dialogue where Kendo and Nick acquire our good friend Harrison. It's way better than I initially had planned it. Poor Nick. I'm Pickle Jeremy coming at you with another video. Instead of irate gamer, it's irate Jeremy. Is Jeremy ever anything but irate? Raul Valdez wants more spoilers. I can't. make sure you guys stick around for today's video after the hike, the one that's coming out, because there's a very special segment dedicated to Stealing Solo. I told you guys, we're taking a new approach to advertise this book. I want to take it to the top. Why not? Why can't World Class Bullshitters have the highest comic skate book? Why not? Doesn't hurt anyone. Ethan got his, his big money. Stealing Solo doesn't take away from anyone else's. So that's why we're shooting for the stars, man. Shooting for the moon, land among the stars. Everyone's a winner. So we have a new way that we're going to advertise for it this afternoon. And then I can dole out little things. I'm thinking about doing a drawing stream this weekend where you guys can send me the super chats and I'll draw whatever you want. Maybe we'll even do some on paper and I'll send them to you. Who knows? If you like that idea, press 1. I want to do some drawing stuff with everybody. It's, you pick a character, like, I don't know. So I'm going to say, Jeff, here's $5, draw Symbiote Spider-Man, and I'll start drawing Symbiote Spider-Man. And then somebody says, Jeff, do Batman or whatever. We can make that happen. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Shoot for a quality content. Always shoot for a quality product. You guys like the videos. That's why they got millions of views, 14 million views to be exact. Hope I draw fast for those streams. Well, everybody that sends in a super chat for a request will get their request drawn. May take a little bit, but I'll get it done. If it takes me 5 hours, well, I'll be drawing for 5 hours straight. I've done it, drawn for 17 hours straight. No, I did a 24-hour comic book stream, not stream, but a comic book day thing back in 2009. No, 2009. Yeah, I took that useless comic book class at Michigan State, and there was a 24-hour comic book day, and I partook in it, and I made it through all 24 hours. And the book sucked ass. But hey, I did it. Rick and Jeremy. An employee at Lucasfilm finds a brick with a note by a broken window. It says, "Coming at you with another video." Then the employee sees Jeremy cloned army outside. Jeff, how much would it cost for you to draw a character of mine? I can do commissions after the Stealing Solo thing. We can talk. I mean, the ones that I would be doing online would be, kind of like when you get a caricature or something at a show, to keep the flow going, to keep it fun. But I am Death Destroyer of Worlds. Just contact me after I get through Stealing Solo. Maybe I can work something out for you. I got something big planned after Stealing Solo Indiegogo, but I can work something out for you, man. Jeff, draw me. Censored. This is our Japan. I could, maybe. I'm going to send in a super chat request for drawing of Ryan Johnson and Kathleen Kennedy shitting on George Lucas's face. Now, these drawings won't be in color, but yeah, we could do something like that. I actually already have an image in my mind. Ew. Ugh. Do you know the tragedy of Darth Jeremy? Yes, I do. Yakov Merkin is still waiting for YouTube to bring super chats to his country. Well, Yakov Merkin, while you're waiting, while everyone else is waiting for Stealing Solo, make sure you guys check out the Galaxy Ascendant series on Amazon.com. Yakov Merkin is a sci-fi writer who knows how bad Disney Star Wars is and wants to give you guys something hopeful to look forward to. So if you're not finding it in the galaxy far, far away, you will find it in the Galaxy Ascendant. The links are in the description of all of our videos. They'll be on today's video. Make sure you guys check it out because we always talk about supporting independent authors, artists, creators. We want to go against the big guys who produce garbage. Well, Yakov Merkin does not. He produces quality product in the Galaxy Ascendant. There's 2 books, and you need to read those and check them out. Oh, my God. Let's see. Dio Brando says, draw me like one of your French girls. All right, Rose, you got it. Ermagerd Endurance Doodling. I've also done things which really didn't really tax me for quite some time. Care to hear the tale the day I played Skyrim? Didn't think so. Giving you hell. Well, trust me, when you draw for 24 hours and you have to make up each page as you go, you just emotionally stop caring. It's like you're a husk. Square, rectangle, characters, buildings, figures. I need a pretty big canvas to capture Rey's forehead. Well, thankfully, I draw digitally, so I can zoom in as need be. Thank you, Dylan. I thought last night's High Council was fantastic, and it will be staying here up here on the channel. This show, though, after it goes off the air, will go over to Podbean and iTunes and all of that stuff because it's free. And the other video will be taking its place here. But the High Council will always remain. Liquor Jim, thank you very much for a very generous super chat. Catching up on the stream. How was Chadwick Boseman not a supporting actor? Lupita Nyong'o was the one with the plans and desires and the payoff for her dreams to heal the world at the end of the film. That's a good question. I guess because Chadwick Boseman gets, I think, top billing, right? He's the main character, too. I guess that's how it goes. But in terms of the story, I get where you're coming from, Liquor Jim. I don't think anyone really... I just don't think they should do it, man. It's a bad idea. It sets a bad precedent for other movies. Other movies are going to say, well, then we deserve to win Oscars for our ideals. And that's not how it works. It's a meritocracy. Best film ever gets the awards. Biggest, if it works on so many levels. A Star Wars. Star Wars could do it back in the day. Not anymore. It's become something else. It's got to be new. It's got to be novel. It's got to capture our hearts, our imaginations. It's got to make people want to go back and see it, want to experience it. There's this thing in wrestling called X-Pac heat or go-away heat, where you dislike something so much, you boo it, not because it's the bad guy, it's because you hate it and you want it to go away. I want, Star Wars has X-Pac heat. Every time I see EVS's mic, it will remind me of Alice's dildo. Well, I have the black version of EVS's mic, so every time you hear me talk, I'm talking through Alice's dildo. Hello, world. The more people you feature from YouTube, the higher the campaign will go. This parody, you can include Ethan, make Ivan an editor, or Mundane Matt, a noisy neighbor, anything you want, Kelly Ryan Weber. I get that, but it's not really a High Council story. It's the story of a group of guys kidnapping Harrison Ford to make him remake Star Wars. It would be a really terrible story if I stopped to go out of my way to include everybody that's ever been on the High Council or in the community. That could be something we do down the road, but this is really a story about parodying Star Wars, much like Spaceballs is and stuff like that. So, I support all the other Comic Skater projects. And they do too. I know Doug Tenaple bought a copy of my book, as did Ethan. Some of the other people haven't, which I don't take personally, but I always do support theirs. Yes, Alphamar, that was. Live Free or Jeremy Hard? Well, Big Trouble in Little Jeremy is always hard. I should just change the name of this episode to Jeremy. That's it. People will be like, oh, man, I love that song from Pearl Jam. Well, so do I. I think it's a fantastic song. But it's not about that, Jeremy. Oh, my God. That's what we should do. We should get somebody to rewrite Jeremy by Pearl Jam, and all the words are about Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Jeremy's cloned again. Those are the words instead of Jeremy's spoken class today, it's Jeremy's cloned again. And you can sing with the inflection of Eddie Vedder. Make it so. Make it so. Will Jeremy be cloned on Camino? Yeah. Cloned on Camino with another video. They train him too. Remember how the clones in episode 2 were eating in the quarters, then it showed him marching and stuff? There's just a line of 50,000 Jeremys. They're all given the hats, and they look at each other and they go, coming at you with another video. They're taught how to keep the tone of it consistent, the right pitch, the same pitch. That's what they teach you on Camino when you clone Jeremys. And they all get inside of giant spaceships shaped like Mountain Dew bottles, and they rocket off towards Earth. And they overtake the planet, like in Too Many Cooks. Jared's Clone Adventure. I don't know how much of an adventure it is. Total Jeremy. Oh, God. Total Jeremy Island. Yeah, after Jeremy takes over the world to rid them of SJWs, they all go to live on an island together. And they play Mario Kart, but there's only one problem. They only have one controller, and they have to share. Jeremy's, what is your profession? Videos. Oh my god, that was awesome, Brer. That was awesome. Oh man, so this Black Panther wokeness just it set me off down a path that I cannot return from. Thank you, Tina. Yeah, I'm being very imaginative this morning. I'm happy to be here. I like Good Morning Pop Culture. I'm back to writing videos, writing comics, doing all that stuff. I'm having a good time. So keep these things a rolling, and I'll always be imaginative. Oh man, are you guys excited about today's video? You really should be, because I get to the bottom of Kathleen Kennedy's Academy Award, and it's one that you don't want to miss. Trust me, it's really a big deal. Walking with Jeremy is a BBC documentary about prehistoric Jeremys featuring Mario Kart special effects. What the fuck? Oh god. Pie Wars: The Adventures of Jeff and Jer with Dr. Van Scriver. Pied. Pie HD. Oh god. I would down the road like to do a High Council style comic book where the three of us team up with Doomcock to take down Kathleen Kennedy and Ryan Johnson. Kathleen Kennedy is the big boss. Ryan Johnson is the level boss that you face on your way to the top. Like J.J. Abrams comes out and beginning to fight you, and he goes to throw you a really weak punch, and then he just gets smacked with some wind or something and falls over. So J.J. is out of the way quickly. But then you go up the ladder and you fight armies and armies of crazy rabid land whales. And basically all you do is you just walk around in a circle to tire them out, and then they just fall over. You don't even have to touch any of these people. Then you go up to the Ryan Johnson level, and he's the most dangerous because he can roll his head off of his body to attack. So he's basically one giant boulder like in Raiders of the Lost Ark. And then, after you watch him Johnson it, it's the final level of Kathleen Kennedy. And she just is knives out, man. She's like Yondu with the arrow, except they're all a bunch of sharpened dicks, and they're just chasing you around the room. You have to avoid them. And then she dies on her own sword, literally. That's how you beat her too. You dive out of the way like in Spider-Man. Godspeed, Spider-Man, and he ducks out, or he does a backflip over the glider and it stabs the goblin. You know, Kathleen's going for that kill shot. You just dive out of the way. Again, you don't even have to touch these people. No violence is brought upon them by your hand. They destroy themselves. It's reminiscent of what happens in real life. All we have to do is wait for these crazy idealists to burn out, and then their causes just die off. Anita Sarkeesian must be a mid-boss. Sure, we'll include her too. An officer and a Jeremy. Oh, Jesus. There's so much Jeremy this morning. I just should look at I don't want to look at any pictures of him. I talk to him all the time. We don't need to look at any more pictures of Jeremy coming at us with another video. Impossible Jeremy is a real-time strategy game where you use hybrid Jeremys to stop Kathleen Kennedy's army of Ryan Johnson hybrids. Ugh. A High Council story like a less grim Watchmen. Who killed Star Wars? Ooh, I like it. I like it. Raiders of the Lost Jeremy. Again, sounds like a porno. What are you rating out of Jeremy? Jeremy was an inside job. Again, why are we going inside Jeremy? Leave the man alone. You find out Disney is secretly playing both sides just to sell more Disney. Ooh, I kind of want to write that story now. Has anybody mentioned Jera multiplicity yet? Oh, Michael Keaton. Oh, Michael Keaton. A fish called Jeremy. Oh my god, you guys are hilarious. This is almost like to moist levels of fun right now. What's eating Jeremy? Grape, Cape Jeremy. Lock, stock, and two smoking Jeremys. Does Jeremy smoke? I don't think so. I know the only evil he partakes in is that Mountain Dew.
Let's see. Mighty Muffin Pie Rangers. I'm down for that one. You guys are hilarious. That's all I can say. All I can say. Jeremy got fingered. Oh my god. Ugh. I mean, I respect you guys. You're the best community on the internet, but you're fucked up. Dude, Jeremy got fingered. I still like Big Trouble in Little Jeremy the best. I doubt we'll ever get a Grand Admiral Thrawn Aftermath Star Wars movie. I got some insider information shared to me on Twitter. Remember, everyone and anyone can claim to be an insider, so you take it with a grain of salt, but we can discuss it like we can discuss anything else. I'm not going to present these things as fact, but I can talk about them and, play hypothetical quarterback. What if these were real? Where do I go? Where do they go? Where do we go as a community? And the stuff I'm hearing is pretty interesting. I got 2 people bringing me behind the scenes stuff, and I'll be bringing you 2 videos about that soon. Hell, maybe I'll combine it into one. I got a big one coming after I have a big video coming after the Kathleen Kennedy one this week. So just keep watching those videos. Keep those numbers up and rolling. You guys want them? I'll give you what you want. Just got to watch them. Oh my God. I'm just going to sit here and read the Jeremys. Jeremy, bottom Jeremy. Ew. Avengers Infinite Jeremys. I don't know if you need to avenge the Infinite Jeremys, but there's also, what was that? Not How to Win Friends and Influence Jeremy. There's just so many Jeremys out there. Resident Jeremy Video Apocalypse. No, Kevin, these weren't things from the High Council last night. Not at all. These were just things that kind of popped up because I was looking for the Deadpool Spider-Man picture, those Hot Toys dolls, and the Jeremy pictures popped up on Twitter, so I decided to share them, and now people are going nuts with the Jeremys. I really wish I had a co-host right now so we could talk about something and then chime in with the Jeremy. God damn it, nose for Jeremy. Fuck. Jordan Shrimp, thank you very much. I believe you're new to the Super Chat Army. Thank you very much. Disney would ruin Thrawn. Probably. I think we need to come to terms with the fact that Disney, well, based on the insider information I have, Disney's not looking to do some of the Thrawn stuff the way we want. We can always pitch ideas to each other and get excited, but that's not the future. They ruined it, much like the end of Planet of the Apes. They blew it up. Damn them all to hell. Star Wars has kind of met its end already, which is terrible. The fact that we're fucking 6 years into this, only 3 years since they started producing actual products, that we're ready for it to end. I don't think Disney thought this was the future. They probably thought, oh, we got 10 years of this, 10 multi-billion-dollar movies. We're going to make so much money. No. Sorry, guys. That's not what's happening. They nerfed Thrawn in Rebels. He was shit in Rebels. I haven't watched Rebels outside of one episode early on. Didn't like it. If it's on YouTube, Netflix, I would watch it for the channel. But other than that, I'm not going to buy it and put it like that. I don't have cable. Thrawn is only safe in Timothy Zahn's hands. Thrawn and Zahn, a best friend story. God damn, 12 years of Jeremy? Woo! Woo! John Chipola, yes, they wanted Star Wars to be a cash cow. Like I've said before, that they've milked that shit dry. That's why they're milking space whales for the titty milk. Luke Skywalker drinks it. We don't buy into the bullshit. Admiral Piet, Aaron, thank you very much for your super chat. Hey, Jeff, hadn't gotten to listen for a while due to schedule change at work. Great to be able to catch this one. Admiral Piet, I'm glad you're back, man. I'm glad you're still listening to the show. Sometimes I think people go, no, fuck Jeff. I hope he dies in a fire ensues. No, but I'm glad you're still here, Admiral Piet, and I hope your work schedule is more beneficial to your free time now. Sometimes people work a set schedule and they think, I don't ever want to change. They get set in their ways. Then they change and they realize, well, I have more time to do this, that, and the other. And life's better. So no matter what you do, I hope it works out for you, man. But thanks for being here on Good Morning Pop Culture. All Out of Bubblegum, thank you very much. I hope that Jeremy knows all of this isn't fun because I actually like the guy and what he does. All Out of Bubblegum, you got to understand something about Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. He has an incredibly thick skin. He knows it's all a joke and he loves it. It's all in fun. We all enjoy the humor that the listeners bring. If this was all a bunch of weirdo sycophant listeners, we probably wouldn't enjoy the show. But when we tell you guys on the High Council, or I tell you here in the videos that you're the best community, we mean it. We're entertained. We entertain you guys. You come to listen to us talk and, go into details about Star Wars and other forms of entertainment. But, it's just as fun for us to read these chats. And, right now, this is a really classic episode of Good Morning Pop Culture. So I'm all out of bubblegum. I guarantee you that Jeremy knows it's all in good fun. It wouldn't bother him once. Jeremy, Ethan, and I are buddies. We love to, have fun. And on top of that, we know, what you guys are going after. You just want to laugh. You want to entertain each other too. It's cool. It's all one big joke. And we're in on it. Oh my God, all Jeremy's. I wish I had $1 for every time somebody wrote Jeremy in this stream today. I would have so many dollars, hundreds of dollars. I'd be like, shit, I reached my goal in an hour because of all the Jeremy talk. Come on, Google, hook me up. I want $1 every time somebody says the word Jeremy on your platform, types it in. Oh my God, I'd be so loaded. I'm like, hey, what'd you do today? Well, I did this and that and the other. What'd you do, Jeff? I made $1 million because people just kept Google searching Jeremy all day. Talk about a good life. Then I take that $1 million each day, reinvest it, get tons of interest, and just keep having people type in Jeremy. Sergeant Jeremy and his Howling Commandos. All Jeremys go to heaven. Fuck. Mr. V says, here you go, Jeff. Jeremy. Thank you, Mr. V, for your $2 super chat. I appreciate that. My dream's coming true. Every time someone says, it's like that Christmas movie, It's a Wonderful Life. Every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. Every time a Jeremy's typed, Jeff gets $1. Oh, my God. Jeremy's only weakness, Alabama football team. Does he really hate Alabama football that much? Or no, isn't he a super fan and they suck or something like that? I don't know. I don't know sports. The snake to my mongoose, the mongoose to my snake. I don't know that either. The Jeremy Shank redemption. Oh my God. Extraordinary League of the League of Extraordinary Jeremys. That's a Photoshop I'd like to see. Jeremy is fucking Sean Connery. Another porno title, The Longest Jeremy. Good question. Finally, something to break up the Jeremy monotony. Hey, Jeff, thoughts on Iron Fist Season 2? I liked the first half, and the rest was awful. Don't think they went woke. Yeah, they didn't go woke, but yeah, the second half of Iron Fist Season 2 was a little disappointing. Excuse the traffic outside. I live in a heavily traversed area. So let's talk about Iron Fist Season 2 for a moment. I thought the ending was fucking terrible, and I will not spoil the ending for anyone, but Iron Fist Season 1 was stupid. It failed to launch. It wasn't very interesting. Season 2 starts out good. It almost gets great at some points. I really like Colleen Wing. Misty Knight shows up. I'll admit, I really like Misty Knight because I think she's hot, but she's there too. The show, I hated Alice Eve's character, Typhoid Mary. I thought she was interesting at first, and then you find out she's special ops, and they're tying it into Sokovia and all this stuff. I lost a lot of interest there. On a scale of 1 to 10, what would I rank Iron Fist Season 2?
a 6.5, maybe a 7 if I'm being generous. I thought Ward Meacham was a much better character this time, but that woman he was involved with, I could not stand her. And, maybe Iron Fist didn't go woke, but it definitely has a feminist slant to it where all guys are stupid. And I'm tired of that shit in a Marvel property. They don't do it in the movies, but they only do it on Netflix. They don't do it Daredevil either, and they don't do it the Punisher. But Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist are all the very feminist-y, garbagey Marvel shows, and they all have woke SJW moments in them. I'm like you, though. I won't give it the whole woke award for nonsense, but there's some shit in there, and it gets stupid. Cesario Japan, thank you very much for your super chat. Arsene Jeremy III with Fujiko Jeremy. A big titty Jeremy would make me question a lot of things. Where I want to puke. On the floor, in the toilet, in my mouth. Why not everywhere? Jeremy with big boobs would make me vomit to no end. All out of bubblegum. Just be careful when listening at work because you might have to scramble and turn the volume down when someone says purple dildos. Jeremy. All out of bubblegum. Yeah, that's true. You might have to be careful if you're listening at work. I get that. Let's see. I'll do the church version from now on. So, gosh darn it, when the purple phallic objects are thrown around the room, be warned, be forewarned that there's damage, there's danger afoot. It doesn't work like that. Fuck it. Purple dildos for everybody. Thanks, Tim Riggs. Who framed Jeremy Rabbit? Oh, God. Oh, God. Hashtag Jeff made me Jeremy it. And that's the new hashtag for the day, folks. Ghost in the Jeremy, an erotic thriller from beyond the grave. I want to read that one, Ghost in the Jeremy. I know it's meant to be like Ghost in the Shell, but I want to turn Ghost in the Jeremy to like Ghost. You remember how Patrick Swayze came back and he did ceramics with Demi Moore? It's just a ghost banging Jeremy. It's a dude. It's a dude ghost. Oh my God. Never say Jeremy again. People Circus, that is the perfect way to talk about this episode. Never say Jeremy again. My God. Luke Cage and Iron Fist were better this year, so can't wait for Daredevil Season 3. I can't wait for Daredevil Season 3 because Daredevil is my second favorite Marvel character. I'm looking forward to it, especially how the Defenders ended with Daredevil, where he was, much like Deadpool. What was it, Birthright or Born Again, whatever the name of the story is. I'm anxiously awaiting that. Luke Cage Season 2, I guess it was better. I couldn't stand Mariah. I'm glad what happened to her, and I hated her daughter. And she was just a shit character. A lot of these Marvel shows are guilty of, dragging the show out. That's why some shows have 13 episodes, some shows have 10 episodes per season. Jessica Jones, of the season 2s, I guess I'd say, again, Daredevil has the best season 2, followed by Iron Fist, followed by Luke Cage, followed by Jessica Jones. I thought Jessica Jones season 2 was pretty much garbage. I hate Patsy. I hope she fucking dies. But no, she's got to come back with superpowers because we can't put her in harm. She's a terrible friend. She's a terrible character. The actress is fine, but my God, I can't fucking stand her. Most unlikable character ever on a Netflix Marvel show. God damn you, Patsy Walker. God damn you. Jimmy Wonka and the Geeks and Gamers Factory. It's Born Again. Yeah, I have the comic too. I downloaded it on Amazon Kindle and I read it. I just couldn't remember the name. It's a great story. I'm just wondering what Karen Page is going to be addicted to. Is it alcohol? Probably. They don't do too much in the drugs. There's a video about why Homecoming is the best MC movie. It's by the same. I know who that person is. That guy's an idiot. I'm not even going to pay attention to the video itself. They don't deserve my views or my time. He can just be wrong. He can spin his wheels and be wrong. No, Patsy is not fine, and Shades from Luke Cage is also dumb. Just because Shades is a douche. Here's the thing: Shades got his comeuppance. Patsy killed Jessica Jones' mother and did all kinds of terrible shit. You think she's gonna have to get her comeuppance? What the fuck happens? She gets superpowers. It's like this bitch does all this terrible stuff, and nothing but good stuff happens to her. That is Mary Sue writing. She's as bad as Rey from The Force Awakens. At least Jessica Jones goes through shit. She suffers. She goes through loss. She was, she was controlled by Kilgrave. All kinds of stuff. Patsy Walker, my mom was a fucking forceful mother, and I was an alcoholic, and this and that. And now she's on her high horse with her Trish Talk radio show. I can't stand her. I hope she gets hit by a bus in the first episode. A train, a plane, an automobile. What happens next? You know Thanos' ring that came during Infinity War? I wish that she would have got sucked into it in the beginning of the movie, and for 10 minutes it would have just shown her mangled corpse float through space while Creedence Clearwater Revival plays in the background. That would have been an amazing opening to Infinity War. I would have seen the movie 50 times in theaters, 100 times. I would have taken all the super chats to buy tickets. I hate the character so much. So much. Let's see. We're kind of running circles around the Jeremy stuff. I'm seeing a ton of the same Jeremy ones. I've seen No Country for Old Jeremys a couple times now. Thank you, Alec Munoz. I love it too. Oh my god, we got to find something to cover this morning. I'm just sitting here reading Jeremy's. Halo Jeremy. Okay, Halo Jeremy Evolved's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. Damn it, that's a good one. I like it. You made me laugh. Hopefully she gets killed on accident by the Punisher. Yeah, I agree with that one 100%. I was hoping Joy Meacham would have bit the bullet too for all the bullshit she caused Danny Rand. But all these characters in Marvel shows, look at the women characters that are meant to be on the good one of the good guys. They do all this terrible stuff to the heroes, yet they get away with it. Oh, what happened to Joy Meacham? Well, she got a concussion and she broke her leg after she caused Danny to lose the Iron Fist powers and let Davos kill dozens of people. She's an accomplice. She should be in jail. I'm so tired of this. Well, I did one good thing. That wipes out all the terrible murders I allowed to happen because Danny Rand and my brother didn't tell me my daddy was still alive and I was lied to. You are a fucking garbage character. The Punisher needs to wipe you out because you are responsible for the deaths of 100 people. I don't care if Davos is a piece of shit. You allowed him to get the power of the Iron Fist to murder people. He murdered innocent people because of you, Joy Meacham. Ward's an asshole alcoholic? Yes, he is. But you know what? You caused Mr. Yip to die. Gerhard Hartman says, call us SJW, Social Jeremy Warriors. I love it. That is the best one of the day. Call us SJW, Social Jeremy Warriors. Jeff, is the Marvel Netflix any good? Is it too SJW woke? It's definitely SJW woke in parts. You don't watch Jessica Jones season 2, where she likens this guy sleeping with a bunch of women to killing people in the first episode. All right? There we go. I haven't heard anything about the Fox buyout. I hate Joy, Karen, and Trish. I guess Karen Page is kind of crappy, but I don't dislike her yet. We got to see what she does to Matt Murdock, how she betrays him. Well, we already know if you've read Born Again. All Out of Bubblegum, thank you very much for your super chat. How about the fact the Article 13 bullshit passed in the EU? I'm in America. I'm in Ohio, the heartland of it all. I think that, we're the Buckeye State. My point is, I don't really know what's going on with European politics. All I know is that the more and more bullshit that happens, the less and less likely I am to spend my tourism dollars in said country. So I'm going to stay away from that part of the world. But I guess I'll look, since you asked me via super chat. Let's see. Let's see. EU Article 13. Now we're talking about the Star Wars Expanded Universe, correct? Okay, so European Parliament backs copyright changes. Controversial new copyright laws have been approved by members of the European Parliament. Legislation has now been changed since July when the first version of the copyright directive was voted down. Critics say it remains problematic. Many musicians and creators claim the reforms are necessary to fairly compensate artists, but opponents fear the plans could destroy user-generated content, memes, and parodies. Leaders of the EU member states still need to sign off on the rule change before individual countries draft local laws. The vote in Strasbourg was 438 in favor, 226 against, with 39 abstentions. Oh, God. So it's 1984 over there. It is 1984 over there. Earlier this week, YouTube's its chief business officer, Robert Kinsel, said that this is one of the most controversial elements of the law. Article 13 risks discouraging or even prohibiting platforms from hosting user-generated content. Musician Wyclef Jean also spoke out against the directive, appealing to MEPs to embrace and improve the internet rather than attempt to block and hinder it. But many other musicians, including Sir Paul McCartney, had expressed their support. Of course, Paul McCartney expressed his support. He's 900 years old. He doesn't even have a computer. Julia Reda, an MPP who fought for change, blah, 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 blah. Well, I guess this show will be safe on the internet. I don't know. I don't know how the UK... I hope it doesn't set precedent for America. We'll put it like that. Let's see. Alec Munoz. Jeff, what music do you work out to? First off, Alec, thank you for your super chat. I have a set list that I made on Google Play Music. What do I listen to? Some mostly rock, some wrestling themes, a little bit of rap here and there. For some reason, I really enjoy NWA at the gym. Just makes me laugh and it gives me some energy. Daredevil or Punisher, which had a better first season? Daredevil. Kingpin. What's his name? Jigsaw wasn't that good. What happened to my Dark Knight 10th anniversary video? It was bad, so I took it down. Simple as that. It was not good. I love to listen to Polka. Hold Those Muff only when it's performed by Weird Al Yankovic. Maybe Disney will monopolize the movie industry, or at least they'll attempt to. Hopefully, if they attempt to go to Warner Brothers and Universal will team up, and they'll try to take down Disney. Universal gets billion-dollar pictures, so it's not out of no. Let's see. It won't. Parody and fair use are protected by both the First Amendment and precedent of the Supreme Court. Oh, good. So then I'm protected with stealing solo captain's parody, only available on Indiegogo for a short period of time. Yeah, I looked heavily into all that shit before I went forward with this project. Let's see. Dio Brando, thank you very much for super chat. Did you hear EA was under a criminal investigation? Yes, I did. From what is it, Sweden? Or some country like that? They're fucked. EA games challenge everything. That's their old catchphrase, excuse me. I don't like EA games. I don't support them. They're going to be gone soon because of their stupidity. Their aggressive business marketing practices. And I think EA will be a perfect example of what not to do. Much like Disney with Star Wars, it's what you don't do with a fan base. Just don't test the fans. Don't be greedy. Play the long game. You'll get your money. Imagine if you didn't try to go woke with Battlefield 5. Imagine all the people that would have bought the game more. Now it's going to get iffy reviews. You look at if it gets 10 out of 10s, it's shill reviews. We know the game's going to be bullshit. Just be prepared for EA to try some more stuff to jack up prices in other places to, make the money elsewhere. Belgium. Okay, that's why. I knew it was some country over there in Europe. Laura Ryan stole my fan fiction story. Many countries don't have freedom of speech. Sad. That is sad. Thankfully, we have it here, though. That's all I can say. I can't really do too much more besides being thankful where I am at this point. Everyone deserves that, though. Come on. You shouldn't be, oh, you dislike something, you want to make fun of it? Oh, that's a fee. That's a $900 fee. What the fuck is that about? No. Oh. EA, subverting the traditional business model. Oh.
EA, everything's ass. What was the last truly great game they made? They keep pumping out Madden each year. The Star Wars game was garbage. Battlefield's going to suffer the same fate. All Out of Bubblegum says, yes, social Jeremy Warriors for the win. I agree with that one, All Out of Bubblegum. Remind me about that. Anthony Mata, thank you very much for your super chat. Have you seen the mini statue of Batman designed by Andy Kubert? So badass, just ordered it seconds ago. Let's see, Anthony Mata. I guess it's going to be a new Batman statue. So let's see, Adam Kubert, Batman statue. All right. So is it the $449 one? Or is it the $69 one? Well, no. Is it the 12-inch version or the shorter version? Because it's pretty neat looking. Toywiz.com. I don't want to look at Google Express. It gives out my fucking address. No, thank you. It is neat looking. Is it from 2017? I like it. Would I buy it? I don't do statues, but I like it. It's pretty fucking cool. If I started a statue collection, I'd be broke because there's so many things I'd want to get. Well, I got to get the Jim Lee X-Men. I got to get this. I got to get that. Mass Effect 3 and Dead Space 2 are the last good games they've made. Wasn't Mass Effect 3 the one that went woke and it was literally broken? Like with the fucked up mouth and face and stuff? Yeah. Oh, the mini statue. Oh, okay. I was like, damn, you dropped $500. Good for you, man. The world's a crazy place. Hopefully you guys can come here to hang out and vent because, you know, everyone's welcome. We can talk about stuff. That was Andromeda. Oh, okay. I told you guys earlier in the week. Have I ever played Mass Effect? Yes, I played it on the first day it was released for a few moments, and I've never played Mass Effect again. As an artist that makes most of my living through commissions, superheroes, etc., Article 13 shafts me completely. Well, Peter, I hope if you're in the UK, I hope there's a workaround. I think wouldn't Marvel and DC have to go after you, though? I believe the copyright holder would have to enforce that. I doubt they're going to make that change because then the whole convention scene is going to fall apart. They don't want that. They don't want everything to fall apart. Oh, I thought you were telling me, Dio Brandon, that my wife and family are going to die in North Korea. I'm like, I don't have a wife. Yes, the statues are addictive to buy. My mom's boyfriend has a $20,000 statue collection. He gets the big ones, the small ones. He drops some serious cash. He's got a lot of those sideshow premium format ones. He's got Iron Man. He's got Superman. I wanted Michael Keaton Batman. That would have been amazing. Amazing. We need to Discord. Yeah, we need to get Nick to give us all the login information because he made it. That's the next step where you guys can call in on the show through Discord. It'll be a different tier, though, because we do have to check these things out first. I wonder if every time Sean Connery says sit on my face, he gets shat on his nose. I'm sure after the first 10 times, he changed his words to, put that booty down. They are shitting on creativity, and they're also pissing on hospitality, and I won't allow it. If you can tell me what movie that's from, I give you an internet high five and all the praise and accolades that I can in the last few moments of Good Morning Pop Culture. Jonathan Boutier wants to keep telling me about white powder. Well, Jonathan, I don't get into drugs, so this is a no cocaine party. But you do you, my friend. You do you. Discord is cancer. Oh, okay. Well, nobody likes cancer. Maybe we'll keep it for the patrons. Troll 2. Okay. Alpha Terranema got it first. Followed close by Lee Rincon. Dumpling Shakes Dumpling Shakes 22. What a name. And then Pete 1972. What do you think about 2K WWE games? They're too simulated. Pop culture theater, you're quickly becoming my favorite question asker. I love to talk about this shit. The WWE 2K games are fucking terrible as of now. And am I saying that just to be angry? No. But I have bought every wrestling game with the exception of 2. So let me rephrase it. I bought almost every wrestling game since 1999. And that's WWE wrestling games. Raw 2, Attitude, Warzone. I own them all. All of them. There was a time where each year's game was different. It would be enough to entice you to buy it. So when the next generation console came, or the next generation of consoles came in 2013-14, there was no wrestling game until the end of 2014 with WWE 2K15. And they dropped the ball so bad that I skipped that game and stuck with the 2014 edition. Then we roll around to WWE 2K16, and it was excellent. I loved that game. 2K17 was a damn fine wrestling game as well. Then you get to 2K18, which I bought in October, and I haven't played it in 9 months. I haven't played it all year. Why? Because it's the same old shit from the year before, but a lot of good stuff was taken out of it, and there's a lot of broken elements. You see, when they try to keep putting out the same game every year and making slight different changes, they fuck up other stuff that came before it. So not only have they lost me from playing 2018, I'm not going to buy 2019. Dan pre-ordered that shit on principle. I got to have every one. You know what, Dan? I don't have to have any more until they make the changes. All these companies need to make the changes. These yearly released games, be them Assassin's Creed, NBA, NFL, NHL, PGA, of it. WWE 2K games are trash right now. They're broken. They're not just, they're too much of the same old shit. Look at 2016's version was great. If they would have taken everything that was in there and added to it, I would have been very happy. I would have continued to buy their games. But their DLC's garbage. They have loot boxes now. You know what they do? I know you guys don't like wrestling, but the DLC in a wrestling game are the wrestlers themselves. So, I really like Ric Flair. Well, young Ric Flair's DLC's $2. So you buy the season pass, you get like 10 wrestlers. Fine. I'm all for that. I don't mind spending the money. But now they're getting to a point where they take a wrestler that was in the previous year's game, take them out of the game, and then turn them to DLC with a crappier costume. That's it. They're so out of shit. They're taking the stuff that used to be free included with the game and making it DLC. And I can't stand by that. I won't stand by it. So WWE 2K19, kiss my ass. I'm not buying a copy of the game. I may not even play it. That's why you're throwing out the $1 million challenge, so people go, I'm good at this game, maybe I could win $1 million playing it. And so they'll make millions and billions of dollars off the fucking game for your chance to maybe, possibly, hopefully, if you're lucky, play for $1 million. Now, if the game was good this year, people would have to watch out for me, because I don't talk about gaming too much, but I'm ridiculously good at the WWE 2K games. If there was a professional wing of video games for WWE 2K, I would take the time, oil up the old controller, and I'd get to work, and I'd be a professional WWE video game player. That or Tony Hawk. If Tony Hawk comes back, watch out. I can get 2 million points in one combo. But that's a story for another day. Let's see. WWE 2K19's Daniel Bryan showcase model is a useless gimmick. Yeah, it's a whole look. I love Daniel Bryan. I was there when he won the title at WrestleMania. I've been to the last 13 WrestleManias. I've seen all the big events since 2006. Love Daniel Bryan. I was a part of the Yes movement. I bought into that shit. You're not getting $60 more out of me, WWE. I'm sorry. Let's see. People are singing the lyrics to White Lines. I do like that song. I want to watch Shaun of the Dead now. Damn it, Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey. Thank you. I think Randy Savage's DLC this year. Yeah, Macho Man Randy Savage has been part of the game since 2011. And at first he was DLC, and then he was part of the roster since then. So why does he get taken out? They're not going to update the model, huh? Next year, they've already told you, or us, the people that care about the game, Well, next year's 2020 edition is going to get a massive overhaul. That article came out right around the time 2K19 started getting release information. You might want to not put that out before the game because that's going to be like, well, guys, don't worry about this one. Worry about the next one. With Discord up, we can set up some gaming session with patrons and make videos about it. $1 million idea. If it makes me $1 million, I like the idea. No, Raul, joking aside, I do want to do stuff like that. I would like to get involved with gaming with the community. It could be fun. It will be fun. I want to take over the Twitch channel myself because nobody really watches the Twitch channel as it is for Ghostbusters, but I could get involved. I have a couple ideas. Maybe we'll one day, like our buddy Steven sent in the super chat for Batman the Animated Series. Maybe we'll let you guys determine what game we get with the super chats and do that towards the end of the year around Christmas. Maybe it'll be Spider-Man and something else. Who knows? Like I said, I'm open to all kinds of stuff. Jeremy Squad Wolf. The Wolf Jeremy's got Nards. I love it. I love it. I dominated online PS2 SmackDown versus Raw. It was over a decade ago. Yeah, that game came out in 2004. Got it the first day it came out. I was damn good at it. Never did online, though. Didn't have PS2 online. Xbox 360 was the first online console I took online. The original Xbox. The original, was it the 6th generation of consoles? They could do online. I didn't do any of that stuff. Hire me to play games on your behalf all day, senior shitter. Well, you know what you could do? I could do Good Morning Pop Culture, where I still do the show and read all the chats and stuff, but it would be over on Twitch where I'm streaming a game or something. That could be kind of cool. I'm all about evolving, becoming better, if you will. George Shrimp, thank you very much again. Which do you think will last longer? Companies wanting to get more money with DLCs or fan patience with said companies? I don't think the fan patience will last forever. A lot of companies assume that fans are conditioned to DLC. Now, I'm okay with DLC when you pay the $60 and you get a full game and it's optional. Like in the Back to the Wrestling thing, they'll give you like a classic wrestler like Stone Cold, hypothetically. This is hypothetical because Stone Cold and The Rock are both in the games. Well, let's say they give you The Rock in the game. He's the most popular one. Then, you know, you want to get Stone Cold, you want to play those matches, you got to get the DLC. I don't like when they bait you by giving you half of something iconic and then putting the rest behind a paywall. I think what will eventually happen is companies will just raise the price of a game from $59 to $89. So gaming's going to go back up in price. And then they'll still put DLC out there for the dumb people that want to buy skins and spend $12,000 on EverQuest or whatever the fuck a game was. I can tell you from a consumer standpoint, I don't have much patience. I don't do it. Certain games, like, okay, Grand Theft Auto 5, there's DLC, but they also update online constantly. If I had the time for it, Grand Theft Auto 5 would be probably the game I've spent 1,000 hours playing. I love it. I love the online. I love the races. It's so much fun. You talk about a time vortex. You turn on GTA 5, there goes a day of your life. It's nothing. It's nothing to go through GTA like that. I love it. But companies will always want more money. That's why they exist. They're greedy enterprises. Now, Nintendo is the prime example. Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Loved the game. Got a full experience out of it. Then I bought the DLC. Hated the DLC, but the full game was still complete and told a great epic story that took 100 hours of my life. I feel like an American company, you'd lose out on dungeons and shit like that. You know, they would be like, oh, well, you really want to get this final sage to get the super powerful weapon to beat Ganondorf? You got to buy the $20 DLC. I mean, on the DLC for Link, you get like a motorcycle and dumb shit. Do you need a motorcycle? No, but it's fun. And if you want it, you can have it. But if you want to ride around on a horse or climb the mountains and shit and everything else in the game, well, that's free. And Nintendo was slick too with their amiibos. I had the Link from Ocarina of Time amiibo as a gift from Phil. Put it in my game, got the Ocarina of Time suit. I actually considered going and buying all the Zelda amiibos so I could get the extra shit. Plus, you get a little physical thing. So maybe that's how I like my DLC to work. Maybe. I have not checked our email yet. I was working on stealing Solo in today's video, so I haven't had a chance to check the email. But I've been responding back to people on Patreon. By the way, folks, I figured out how we're going to do the Twilight Zone Patreon hangout, and we're going to do it the same way as we do the Tales from the Crypt one, which will be coming. They'll be the first 2 weekends in October, because the third weekend's my birthday. That'll be the countdown to stealing Solo. I don't want to really try to cross those two streams, if you know what I mean. So one night we'll do my top 5 episodes of the Twilight Zone, and I'll have the guys over. We'll shoot the shit. We'll talk. We'll watch them together as a group. Then the next night, 5 patrons or guests will be invited. They will each bring their own episode. You'll be required to talk about the episode on air. The only rule is you can't have the same episode as someone else or me. So they need to be 5 unique episodes. So I'm going to pick stuff like Midnight Sun. And I'm going to pick The Masks and, Will Real Alien Please Stand Up, or The Real Martian Please Stand Up. Like 5, really famous ones. And then you'll come in with yours, and you'll have to have anecdotes to talk about. That'll be your entry fee, if you will. You'll just have to be able to talk about your episode. And then when your episode ends, you'll be able to stay on the call, and then somebody else will be talking about their episode. Basically, it's like a class presentation. It's a way to get involved with the channel and talk to everybody out there. We got to talk about your episode. So when your episode's on, we talk about it. You can have the floor. We can ask you questions. People can ask you questions and stuff like that. We'll do the same with Tales from the Crypt. I feel like that'll be a really easy way to do it, and it'll be a lot of fun. I mean, Schlocktoberfest is all about October fun. I'm taking a step back, and I'm enjoying the holiday already. I went to the Halloween store the other day. I wanted to live stream in there, but it felt kind of weird because there were kids there, and I'm not into that kind of stuff. I don't want to get accused of anything. But I do want to check out more Halloween stores and hopefully find one of those Party City toy stores. It was a sad day the other day because they took down the Toys R Us sign from my old building. Before, it looked like it did when it was open, even the lights were on at night. But now they're starting to take down the Toys R Us sign, and I thought for a moment, if I could only steal that R, what would I do with a giant R? Well, I'd throw it in the back of the Jetta, and I'd drive it home, and I'd put it in my office. I like that R. I'd like to own it. Do I believe in the WWF curse where a lot of wrestlers prematurely die or die under suspicious circumstances? No. I mean, maybe shit happened back in the day due to the lifestyle, but that is not a thing nowadays. That is not a thing nowadays. Richard, you missed a lot. I need to be on this Twilight Zone show. Well, Midnight Cherry TV, you can be. All you got to do is message me. Only 1 or 2 people have requested already. So you might be number 3. You might be number 2. There might be 3 more spots. So if you're a patron, you might want to get on that. And if enough patrons don't request it by Thursday night, I'm going to throw 2 invites out there to regular listeners to get a shot to be on the show. My favorite WWE game was All Stars for PS2. It came out of nowhere like an RKO. I like that game quite a bit. Played it on the Xbox 360. It was fun. My favorite all-time game is No Mercy, then SVR 06, Day of Reckoning 2. Oh, there's a lot. Dan and I actually talked about that last week. If I could have any WWE belt, which would it be? The Big Eagle belt, carried by The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, Undertaker, Mankind, Attitude Era, WWF Championship. If I can't have that one, Undisputed Championship. Those are 2 beautiful belts. Oh, I didn't want to buy the R. I just wanted to steal the R and bring it home. I don't care what they weren't going to sell it to me. I was just going to rip it off the building and go home. I wasn't trying to buy it at all. My favorite wrestling moment, ever, or when I was there live. My favorite moments live were when The Rock beat John Cena, because not only did I get to see my favorite wrestler who represented everything good beat the wrestler I hate the most, who represented everything stupid, live in person. If you watch the DVD or the match, just find the match on YouTube. When he pins John Cena and he hugs the referee, it fades out to the crowd, and the first person they show is me. Of all the matches to be on, I had been on other wrestling like DVDs. You can see me. If you go back and you watch WrestleMania 23, the camera goes directly to my face twice in a row because they think I look like a wild Samoan.
and I had a Rock t-shirt on, and I started jumping up and down. If you want to see me in high school Jeff is on that show. But 2012 Jeff, the first thing they show after The Rock beats John Cena in the crowd is me, and I thought that was fucking cool. I was so excited, and then there I am. So I get to be a part of it. I kind of like it. What else? I loved when Daniel Bryan won the title. I don't think I've only cheered louder for when The Rock beat John Cena. What else? I was there when The Undertaker lost the streak. It's the same WrestleMania. Favorite moment that I wasn't at? When The Rock beat Triple H at Backlash 2000. That was my first year into wrestling. I liked The Rock. He never won title matches. He barely won matches. Like every time he'd go for the people's elbow, they'd grab his foot. He'd get hit with a chair. They were really building up for that match. And then the final payoff happened, and it was excellent. I still watch that match regularly to this day. Me, here, you, there. My favorite match, first Rock versus Triple H ladder match. Oh, SummerSlam 98. I believe that's their only ladder match. Yeah, I think that's The Rock's only ladder match ever. He never really did too many high spots. That's a fantastic match. I think that's one of the few matches The Rock's that I watch regularly where he loses. I'll watch a lot of his title wins. I'll watch a lot of his great stuff with The Rock and Sock connection. But that ladder match is fantastic. And it set up both The Rock and Triple H for the main event. I mean, Triple H took the Intercontinental title and really, really elevated through the mid-card. And The Rock was the WWF champion by the next, so that was August, September, October, November, by November of that year. So at 3 months, 4 months? 3 months from there, he would be the WWF champion. So that match was really important. Would Asuka be better if she did steroids? Asuka's great the way she is. She needs to be booked better. Yes, I witnessed Taker's streak being broken. Like I said, I've been to WrestleMania 22 through 34. Was that this year's? Yeah, I've been to 13 in a row. And unlike a lot of people, I don't mistakenly call wrestling shows WrestleMania. I mean, I got all the programs to prove it. Got the ticket stubs to prove it. I definitely have all the WrestleMania shit. I'll be traveling to New York. I was going to see Joel. I canceled my trip due to my mom's health. They didn't refund me my ticket. They gave me a floating ticket to go anywhere I want within the next calendar year. So I'm going to use that ticket to fly to New York for WrestleMania. Luke Favreau. Odd thing in Black Panther. Vibranium asteroid makes no sense. Ultron tried to drop just that to kill humans. Plus, exotic metals don't teach high tech. Yeah, Luke, that doesn't make sense. It makes sense in terms of the story that a vibranium asteroid would come, but then when you use it in other contexts, it doesn't. I've never thought of it like that. I do try to watch a lot of these Marvel movies back after other events come to light, and now that I think about it, and I'm trying to drop all that vibranium and Sokovia down to destroy the planet. Huh. Hey, that's a brain teaser right there. You kind of got me. I'm gonna have to go back and watch Age of Ultron now and think about that a little more in depth. Thank you, Luke. Though, yeah, thank you. Yeah, I'm really thinking about that. It wouldn't teach you high tech. I thought the vibranium was going to be something along the lines of an Infinity Stone, the Soul Stone. That's what I thought the Soul Stone would be. Rest in peace, Ultimate Warrior. My mom's feeling all right. She's a trooper. She'll never tell anybody she's feeling like shit, but I can see it in her eyes. A match I really like was Undertaker versus Mankind Hell in a Cell. I, too, love that match. King of the Ring 1998. Recently watched it on its 20th anniversary 3 times. Isn't vibranium smart metal? Huh. Thank you, the DJD show. Rest in peace, Boogie. You guys keep posting that. One day he'll be dead, and I'll be sad because I didn't believe you. It's like the boy who cried wolf. The user who cried Boogie was dead. Rest in peace, China. Real life Wonder Woman. Yeah, Darth Thanos. I met China. I know I've told this story, but I met her days before her death. I'm one of the last videos. I'm on her YouTube channel right before she dies, titled Jeff the Artist. I took her a piece of artwork. She was so friendly because what I said to her before she died was, China, when I was a kid, I only had 2 female action figures, Princess Leia and China. You were awesome. And she got like really excited and, shook my hand and shit. So China was nice to me. Was she perfect? Hell no. She had her issues, but it was nice to meet her, and too bad she's gone.
How did they smelt vibranium? With rocks, sticks, fire? In Avengers, the animated version, it wasn't an asteroid, but a Shitori mothership made of vibranium. Made sense. Yeah. Fuck. How would you break it down? I mean, I know they ate the plant thing to become Black Panther. I need to watch that again, Luke. I'm going to check into that more because that could be a big plot hole that no one pays attention to. I seen Roddy Piper smoke weed in Illinois. He smoked till he passed out. Helps his cancer. Oh, I was sad that he died. I met him before he died too. Well, I met him years before he passed away, but he's very, very friendly. My aunt's in a wheelchair. Well, she rides a motorized scooter. She had some weird, like her body attacked itself where she thought she had cancer and it killed the use of her legs. Kind of a weird disease. No one ever knew what happened. But one day she just wasn't able to walk. So she rides around this little motorized scooter. She's my favorite aunt. She's cool as shit. And when we would go to conventions and stuff with her, every celebrity would go out of their way to talk to her. The nicest was Jamie Lee Curtis. If I ever meet Jamie Lee Curtis, that's the first thing I'll tell her. Yeah, I love your movies. Halloween's great. Trading Places, all that stuff. But you were cool to my aunt in the wheelchair. So big ups. Anyway, before I leave, folks, what movie features the fictional boy band Big Ups? Alec Munoz, thank you very much for your super chat. Jeff, Terrence Howard or Don Cheadle? I got Howard. I like Terrence Howard as well over Don Cheadle. Now, Don Cheadle's a fine actor. I have no qualms with his acting ability. But Terrence Howard felt like he was friends with Tony Stark. I believe that his roadie and that Tony Stark in the first movie were buddies from college. Don Cheadle, I don't buy that at all. He just seems like a plain, straight-laced military man with no personality, no fun. One of my favorite elements from the first Iron Man flick is Terrence Howard trying to talk Tony down when he's flying in the suit and he's fighting the two jets. It's a fun moment. And I love the line, even though it's really sad, when he looks over at the suit and he goes, next time. No, Terrence, there would not be a next time. It's weird, too. This will be my final thought of the day because we're about to close this episode out. In The Dark Knight, the Joker says to Batman, we're going to keep doing this forever. And Heath Ledger was dead at that point. So every time I watch that, I think to myself, what if Heath Ledger hadn't died? How many times would his Joker come back? What world would we live in? It would be a lot different. It'd be a lot more interesting if you ask me. But that's just something we'll never know. Only Mike Zero knows the future, folks. That's where he gets his Star Wars content from. So, folks, so concludes another fantastic episode of Good Morning Pop Culture. Dare I say one of our best. A lot of fun, a lot of Jeremy, a lot of craziness, a lot of woke breakdowns. I'll be back tomorrow with Good Morning Pop Culture, but before that, I'll be back in just a few short moments with another video from World Class Bullshitters. If you liked this stream, though, make sure you come back tomorrow for more. And tonight, for patrons, we're going to be recording our monthly James Bond commentary for Moonraker, which is a dumpster fire. So if you like that movie, don't listen to the commentary because I'm going to shred it to bits because I fucking hate Moonraker with a passion. Yes, I'm coming at you with another video